Eddie Block Show. Drunk uncle on the side, ready, let's go. Hey, it's the Eddie Block Show. If you agree or disagree, let them know. Yo, drunk uncle, drink more. We got 2 hours to chat like strange animals. Eddie Block and drunk uncle are great hosts, and we got 50 mods for the trolls. Let's roll. Yo, it's the Eddie Block Show. Drunk uncle on the side, ready, let's go. Hey, it's the Eddie Block Show. If you agree or disagree, let them know. Yo, drunk uncle, drink more. We got 2 hours to chat like strange animals. Eddie Block and drunk uncle are great hosts, and we got 50 mods for the trolls. Let's roll.
Open up my Discord. Drunk Uncle is here already, so we gotta go and handle something. I gotta get it all ready for him to pop in. Let me why aren't you in the video chat then, Drunk? Let me make it a private channel. Save changes. Let me pop in there now. There we go. I'm in there now. Ready whenever you are. Now. There he is. He's sideways. Dang, so is my hat.
I don't know why I have to keep fucking adjusting that. Okay.
What's up, Debbie? It's about time, she says. Alright, hold on. Let's see. Discord. Is this the one that'll show us both right now? Actually, we're gonna do this one.
I know you still played the song at the beginning.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard the song in a long time.
I still play the song.
Yeah, I haven't heard it in such a long time.
Really? Well, that's our song. I play it. You gotta play it. Let's see. Oh, that's why. Let's go here. There we go. Now we're both on this. Shoot, what did I just do? There we go. Now we're both on the screen. What's up, Drunk Uncle?
Hola.
Did you have a good, Oh, thank you, Digglewort, for the bits. Oh, some fell out of the jar. Whoa, did you see that? Some of them fell. Maybe that's the 30% that goes to Twitch that fell out of the jar. I think that might be it. Uh-oh, Brownie sneezing.
Where you already get things falling out of the jar?
Yeah, we already got... Some of them fell out of the... Maybe it's just the way that jar works. I don't know. We got a new jar. We got a new system. We're testing stuff out.
I think they're gypping you out of little trinkets. People pay for those trinkets and they don't all go in the cup. That's bullshit.
I know, right? What's up, David Aguilar? I was just talking to David Aguilar on Facebook. So, like, when you list something on eBay and you do a Google search let's say you do a Google search for, like, I don't know, a creamer, right? The more websites you post that link on, the higher it'll rate it on Google search. So I share it to everything. People probably get mad on my Facebook because I'm always sharing my listings on eBay. But it puts you up higher. And David hit me up. He's like, hey, you still have this thing? And I was like, yeah, I do. He's like, I want it. And it's like, all right, cool. I never plan on, like, my friends buying this stuff. But, hey, if they want to buy it,
yeah,
I give them a break, too. Because then I don't got to do it through eBay. So they don't got to pay eBay fees. and I don't have to pay eBay fees, so I can give them a discount on it, and eBay shipping. And although I still use
Why,
eBay shipping, it's cheaper.
why I got your logo on the corner of my eye?
Well, because normally what I do is I have us up top. Now I'll have to move it back again. There. You don't like my logo? I need to actually. We need drunk uncle.
It was in my peripheral.
Was it block?
Uh,
It was blocking you seeing me.
yeah, I couldn't.
There, I pushed it out of the way. I pushed it out.
There we
Actually,
go.
you know what? I bet you I'll just put it up here in the right-hand corner. How about that? I had it there in the middle because normally there's two of us. When we're on the other screen, it'll show one over the left, one on the right. So, did you have a good 4th of July?
Didn't do much.
No, how come?
I don't like fireworks, and I think we went over why I don't like fireworks. And yeah, I don't like fireworks. So what else would I have done? I just stayed home,
All right,
as I normally do.
David, who is Bobby Cremo? Is that who? Is that the guy that so ultimate
Oh,
gamer mentioned an Antifa person coming out today? Is that somebody in Chicago?
yeah, the shooter in that July 4th parade.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. See, I don't look at the news until I watch it with you guys, so that way I get this. We all have the same reaction. Uh oh, do we have ourselves a little troll in here? I've been getting more trolls lately. We must be doing something right if we keep getting all these trolls.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah, I do. I do too. High class. Welcome to the club.
either that or so we did. I did my court stuff today, right? Even though Gra didn't come in, and one of the last people she got arrested for doing exactly what high class prostitutes said they were doing inside the emergency room lobby at the hospital.
No, those waiting rooms are pretty sexy.
Right? Oh, drunk uncle's got to go pee already. That Bud Light's getting to him. Oh no, he's going for
No,
food.
grab more burger.
He had women clothes on. Oh wow, I did not know that. By the way, so I was at the when I was at the Loggers Jamboree on Saturday, and they had a beer tent. But they didn't have Bud Light. They only had regular Bud. How do you have regular Bud but not Bud Light?
Well, Bud Light is a volume drinker's beer.
Ah, your hubby cooked a turkey in the smoker. Nice. So I had like 4 of those and a margarita. And the one chick, I don't know, she must have not gone to school for very or ah. Anyways, I got a margarita and a Bud.
A margarita. I'm surprised they had those there.
They had margaritas there. So the margarita was $8, and the
Did they ask you if it was for your wife?
Fuck you. It's tequila, bro.
I understand, but it's still a margarita.
Yeah, but when it's 80 some odd degrees outside and you're sitting in the hot sun, margarita tastes good.
I'd like a Cosmos, please.
You know what? Fuck you. A margarita is not a girly drink. A girly drink would be like you said, a Cosmo. You've never had a margarita before.
Don't think I've ever ordered one, but I may have had one.
I drink hard liquor all the time, and you're making fun of me for having a margarita. I see how it is. But anyways, the margarita was $8, and the Bud was $5. And she's like, and I gave her $20, and she gave me $5 back. And I'm like, the fuck is this shit? I didn't say anything because I was live and stuff. But yeah, she robbed me of $2, so I didn't tip her. No tip for you.
I guess that was her tip.
I guess maybe. Well, like so, like this one girl, Felicia, this one bartender I had. She's a good friend of mine. She was really hot. The first day I ever met her was at the bar, and I was sitting there at the bar, and I order a drink, and so she hands me my change back. Well, you know, she put your whatever. Let's say back then I was paying $7 for a Crown of Coke, so she put the $13 down on the bar, and then she grabbed two $1 bills, and she's like, "My tip, right?" And I was like, "Sure." You know, at least she was honest about it. She did it right in front of me. She's like, "My tip, right?" She did that to everybody. She made good money.
Yeah.
She also looked like she was also like a 12 on the scale of bartenders that were there. So
Ah.
you can't say no to a 12. She could have
I
said
like the bartenders that do tricks.
like what kind of tricks? Oh, those like the what was that movie with Tom Cruise? What was that movie called? It had the girl in there. I had a crush on the girl in the show. What? It starts with the C. What was that Tom Cruise? Cocktail. That's what it's called. Cocktail.
Yeah.
Did you ever see? There was a movie called Adventures in Babysitting. Have you ever seen that movie? It's the same girl. Oh wait,
Nope.
she was the Karate Kid 1. She was the girlfriend that they were fighting over.
Allie?
Yeah, it was her.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, she
Hmm.
cocktails. Yeah, Linda got it. Sharon Witchy got it. Yeah, I had a biggest crush on her when I was a kid. Big crush. No, there was no umbrella. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna drink the whole bottle of Crown Royal, or not the whole bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to say that. I'm gonna have a sip of
Show
that.
us up how much of a man you are, Eddie.
There's been a couple of times where what I drank at least half the bottle. I remember one time I drank half the bottle on the show. By the end of the night, I was flirting with every single girl on here. There was another night when I drank like 3/4 of the bottle, and I finally had to end the show after flirting with every single girl on the show. What's up, Willow? Yeah, she's gorgeous. I had a crush on her from the first time I saw her. That was in that movie, Adventures in Babysitting. She was a hottie.
I'm sure there was another night where you probably, were having just as much as I did, and like started singing.
No, there wouldn't have been a night like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I sang. We did karaoke. I did my own version of karaoke. I would sing the song, and you guys had to guess what song I was singing. Yeah, I felt bad for you guys that night.
Not at the time, I bet you didn't.
I don't know. I was having fun at the time. I was enjoying it. It was a great
You go
night.
back and watch the next day, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, I had fun. That's all that matters, right? It's all about Eddie.
I think that same night I done It's So Easy acapella, or Mr. Brown's on acapella. I went back and watched it, and I was like, ugh, no,
See,
let's not do that.
even you did a little bit too much.
Well, no, it's hard to sound good acapella. I don't care if you are a good singer
And I'm not. And I'm
or
not.
decent acapella. That's kind of hard.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna remember you guys. So I talked about this earlier before on the other show. Drunk Uncle called me last night, and his coworker is willing to do the show live. So we're gonna. If you don't know the story, Drunk Uncle has a coworker who used to be a female and is now a male, and this person is really cool about answering questions. They're not a dick about it, And
Unless you be a dick.
huh?
I said, and then unless somebody else is a dick, then I'm not gonna hold him back.
Yeah. So they're willing to let us ask them questions, and they want to tell us their story. So for anybody who's never met a transgender person, or if there's always been like, I wish I knew a transgender person, I could ask this question. We're gonna let you ask these questions within reason. All right, guys. If you're gonna come on here and be a total dick to this person, we're gonna block you for the night. Okay, this person we're given this person is giving us a chance to ask them questions. They're going to be really, it's a hard subject, I'm sure, for that person as well as it's
Yeah.
hard for us. I mean, it's hard for me asking
And
those
this is
questions.
my idea. This is not their idea. I approached them. They're doing me a favor.
Yeah.
They're doing me a favor, basically.
So we're gonna let everybody ask questions, but we're gonna. This is hopefully we're. Somebody asked me if we could ask them to do it on Friday. So Drunk is gonna text them and ask them if they can do it Friday night for us. If they can, we're gonna hold it Friday night. All I'm asking
So
of you
far,
guys.
it seems to be a go. They might come over here just
Uh,
because they have kids and they just don't want the kids to be interrupting the show.
sure.
Uh, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Friday seems to be Friday around 9:30 ish seems to be where we're at.
Sweet. So what we're gonna do? You guys can ask questions, but I'm just asking. I know everybody in here is gonna be respectful. Our regulars are gonna be very respectful. I'm sure we're gonna have some trolls coming in that are gonna be dicks. Um, and some of you may want to be a dick too, because not everybody thinks it's okay for people to do that. I'm one of those people that as long as it doesn't have to deal with me and you're not hurting me by doing it, I don't care what you do with your life. You know what I mean? You want to smoke cigarettes all your life? Go ahead. You want to become a
I'll
transgender?
go ahead and take this is not the type of transgender that you see portrayed on the media that we like to see. Um, they're basically not on board with a decent amount of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, didn't
like
you?
I think I brought up the what was the girl not too long ago that was Bon Self or something on Crowder. I don't know if you've seen that one, but
No, I
they're
don't
just like,
remember.
what the fuck? So you know,
Well, didn't you also say he's against like the drag queen story hours and stuff like that?
um, I know I don't think I
Or
don't know if I spoke to him about that. See, he seems to be getting a little upset with the new flags and all these added letters. And even when I told him, and I was like, I don't even know if this is a joke, but I heard there's a number in your acronym now. And he was like, I wouldn't be surprised, and just kind of rolled his eyes.
yeah,
So,
and just
and like the other day, whenever we were going on about Donald Trump, and I said something about, oh yeah, they always say he's a racist. And I brought up this little interview that I'd seen Judge Joe Brown have, where he talked about Donald Trump giving all these black entrepreneurs in the '90s these term loans and would rip up the check whenever they paid him in full. So basically, they got the loan for free, like,
yeah,
or wasn't even a loan. He just gave them, and he was like, I want to show you something. And he pulled up like a press conference, and some lady was asking Donald Trump a question. And he was like, you know what? I like you. You want to come work for me? And he was like, pay attention to who it is. And it was just like a black lady that walked up. And he was like, I just, I think you're a good person. I want you to come work for me.
hmm
And I was like, am I supposed to recognize him? But I guess that they were just relating that, obviously he's not a racist.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I said, this is somebody that's going to be really cool to talk to. I do believe.
Right on. So that's
I've enjoyed talking to him over the past 5 6 years.
nice. Well, so that's what we're gonna do on Friday night, folks. So we just ask that you be respectful. You ask whatever questions you want. Just I told Drunk to warn him that some trolls might come in, and Drunk says he don't worry about that. He'll probably talk shit right back to him. It's like, all right, cool. As long just
Yeah.
gave him a heads up. So what Diggle Warp says, he even bought this guy's house because he stopped and fixed his flat tire in his limo. Nice, that's cool. Hell, that's a good paycheck for fixing, you know, fixing a flat tire, you know, take you what 20 minutes to change out that tire and get a brand new or somebody pay off your house. That's a pretty good deal. It's a real good deal. Anyways, so yeah, if you guys didn't see, since Drunk Uncle didn't do much this 4th of July, I did. I went to a Lumberjack event, and they had freaking axe throwing. They were chopping the logs. They were sawing the logs. They had women axe throwing. Oh my gosh, these girls were throwing the axe so hard, freaking a little scary.
Did their boobies pop out?
One girl, a boob almost did pop out. And it's funny, she's my bartender. There's a bar over here that I go to sometimes, and she's the bartender. And it's called the Jack and the Jill. So you got a person on each side, and you got to move the saw back and forth. So, you know, those old school ones. And so she's just going along. And when she first got up there, she had like a tank top on, but she lifted it up a little bit. And you see her going back and forth, and you just see these things just because she was a well endowed girl. And you just see her shirt just going all over like this. And I'm just like, are they going to pop out? Are they going to pop out? They stayed in, though. They didn't pop out. But yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I drank. I had some Indian tacos. So I stood in line for these Indian taco things, right? Indian taco, they're basically just a taco, but they have an Indian bread, and it's pretty thick. And somebody asked me, they're like, casino Indian?
Like Middle Eastern Indian? Like,
no, it's casino, Native American Indian.
Native American. So is it a corn tortilla?
No, it's made out of flour. Here, you know what?
Huh.
I took a picture of it.
I figured it'd be corn.
So this is what it looks like. It's a really thick flour tortilla. And then this is the bread itself, and what you do is they tell you that you put honey and powdered sugar and cinnamon on there. It's really good. But the problem is I waited in line for half an hour to get it, right? My phone overheated. I was live. The phone light went out. And then I go, and I had to go down this hill and up the other side to get to where I was at. And I put it in my front basket. Fucking thing fell out of my basket going down the hill.
Wow.
So I looked at it. I was like, 5-second rule. I waited in line for half an hour. So I picked it up and wiped off the dirt, and I still ate it. Got a little tree branches here and there, you know, but it was still good. It was still good. But no, it was funny. When I was there, somebody asked the same question, but they asked it differently. They're like, casino Indian or 7-Eleven? I'm like, casino Indian. It was good food, though. What's that, Sagittarius, Dad? It's really good. In fact,
Lillian, yeah, I lost a little bit of weight. A little bit.
It's all that working out he's doing at jiu-jitsu class. Flipping people over.
So class is getting moved and be tomorrow instead of Tuesdays and Thursdays or whatever I was doing. Back to Mondays and Wednesdays.
Oh, that's right. Today is Tuesday. That's why you were here on time. I forgot.
Yeah. So I actually had one of those days where I didn't technically have to do shit, but I did go get my car inspected. That's the only thing I done.
So what do they do for your inspections over there in North Carolina?
I don't know. They hook it up to a machine. They beep the horn. They do the signals. I don't know.
California,
took about 9
they do
minutes.
All kind of shit. Took how long?
About 9 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it takes here in California. But I mean,
Yeah.
they stick this tube inside the muffler here, or a little probe inside your muffler. They plug it in. All kinds of stuff. It's a lot of work. It's called fry bread. Thank you, David. How's the head? Who you asking, Willow? You asking Digglewort? What does she do to her head? Anyways, so what else did I do this weekend? Well, that was it. But yeah, there was some hot ladies there. Oh, I got some new. They're in the truck still. So I got some some magnets for my truck, and the one says my dog is smarter than Biden, and
Yeah.
the other one is Trump with the Terminator glasses, and it says I'll be back. So those are cool. And then I got a shirt that says the fuck ups, and it looks like there's a movie. What was it? What's that movie called? Meet the Parents. It says the shirt's called Meet the Fuck Ups. So there's a show called
The fuckers.
Yeah, Meet the Fuckers, right? So you know how they're standing in a row? They're like hugging each other, standing in a row. Well, this shirt it's called Meet the Fuck Ups. It's Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, Obama, and there was one other person on there, I think. So I had to buy that shirt. It's pretty awesome.
Was Joe sniffing AOC?
No, he doesn't like horse-faced girls.
Figure who would be sniffing Pelosi.
He might be sniffing Pelosi. You never know. You never
Well,
know.
there could be some cocaine in her hair.
Could be. Oh my! We watched. We'll get to it in the news. Part of the press conference today. Yeah. I'll remember to bring those in tomorrow, guys, so I can show you guys the stuff I got. I like it. It's cool though. I really liked it. We got to start doing the news now. I don't have too much news, but at the very end, we're gonna open up the show like we always do. We're gonna talk about the CERN. The collider, the halogen or whatever collider. They're doing some stuff today that some people are freaking out about, which possibly could be true. So we'll talk about it. We'll let everybody come in and we'll discuss it. But we'll do that later.
Andy talked about that on Monday. Yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Your coworker?
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna use the name yet because we still don't know if they want to be. Well, it's out there now.
Well, like I said, you'll never know their real name anyway. I've already went over everything with them.
Okay. Zodite. All right, let me see. Now I got to reset things up here for a second. It's gonna take me a second.
Howard, safer right now.
Gonna talk about that famous stuff that happened over in Highland Park. Let me set it up for us now, though. All right, we're gonna do it this way. Turn Google Chrome on. 1 second, guys. It's gonna take me a second to get it all there. There we go. Let me.
Go on, Bubba.
And then we gotta do.
Go on, Bubba.
Turn this one off. Turn Drunk Uncle up there. I gotta set this up as a scene. That's what I need to do. I'll get it going pretty soon one day. Where am I at? Oh, here we go. There we go. Drunk Uncle, why are you so much bigger than me? That's what she said. Alright, there we go. So Drunk will be up there. Can you guys read that? No, you can't. Okay. So let's move this one. There we go. There we go. Alright, so the Highland Park July 4th shooting suspect had 2 prior incidents of suicidal violent threats. The police, this is what the police are saying. There's GRA, the CERN Super Collider. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. What's up, Ultimate? Alright, so the suspect in the Highland Park, Illinois, July 4th mass shooting that killed 7 people and injured dozens had 2 prior incidents before the massacre. If you didn't hear about this over the weekend, well, let's see, it should say it here. Robert Bobby E. Cremo, 21, was taken into custody Monday evening after gunning down revelers from a rooftop perch at the Highland Park 4th of July parade. So families are out there trying to have a good 4th of July, and this guy goes up there and starts shooting people. You heard he had a dress on? A couple people have been saying he had a dress on. I don't know if that's true or not. So speaking to reporters at an afternoon press conference, Christopher Covelli, a spokesman for the Lake County Major Crime Task Force, said he had 2 prior incidents before the shooting. In April 2019, an individual called police a week after learning of his attempted suicide. The matter was handled by mental health professionals with no law enforcement. In September 2019, a family member reported Cremo had a collection of knives and was going to kill everyone. Police responded to the incident and seized 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword for Cremo's possession. Highland Park Police notified the Illinois State Police of the incident, but no further actions were taken. This is the problem. No further actions were taken. Despite these incidents, he managed to legally buy 2 high-powered rifles and 3 other weapons that have since been recovered by officers from his father's home. They said there was no sign he had any guns at the time of the 2019 incident, nor had any prior application pending for a gun. The interrogators reviewed his social media posts, have not determined a motive for the attack or found any indication that he targeted victims by race, religion, or status. From what I understand, he was Antifa. It's not 100%. That's what I've been hearing. Some people are saying he was wearing women's clothes. So who knows what the heck. And that doesn't mean anything. Maybe that was his way to try and hide so you wouldn't catch him, wouldn't see what he was doing. You know? Maybe he hid weapons.
I think it's a Ultra project.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what he could have been? It's sad. You know, pretty soon, we're not going to be allowed to have parades in this country anymore because of shit like this. Right?
Parades are silly anyway.
You don't like parades? Parades are fun.
No.
Parades are fun. Time to Kill says he lived with his dad and his uncle.
Hey, but I'll give somebody a tip to anybody that has to go to parades and you don't enjoy them. Just walk the opposite way. It'll get over much quicker.
Oh yeah, a lot quicker. A lot quicker. So I got a question. If he was dressed like a woman, were they playing that Aerosmith song? What dude looks like a lady? Right? I don't know. A lot of people are saying he's Antifa, so who knows?
I seen a picture of him in Black Block, basically.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
But then you also have pictures of him with a Trump flag wrapped around him, and I think there's another one where he looks like he's dressed up like Waldo. Like, where's Waldo?
That might be a setup, though. You never know. Hold on, Sagittarius Dad sending me stuff. Is this stuff I can show online? Video? What's this video that's been released? Oh, it's just a screenshot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy was like a provocateur, just like somebody that liked to start shit.
Oh no. Okay, so Forgiato Sagittarius Dad just sent this to me. It's a picture of this guy, and he said he says, yes, I am a product of the MK Ultra, and I'm a liberal. You can't really see it down there, but it's on Forgiato Blow. It looks like that's probably Facebook, I'm guessing. Go check out Forgiato Blow's Facebook. You know Forgiato Blow.
He wouldn't know if he was part of MK Ultra, though.
No. No, what it is he wrote on Forgiato Blow's something that says, I am a product. Oh, you know what? That could be, that was 6 hours. You know what, though? Here's the problem with that. He could be, that could just be somebody with his name. You know how people change their names, stuff like that.
No, I'm saying if you're a part of MK Ultra, you yourself would not know that you're a part of MK Ultra because you're not in control of your own mind.
Well, maybe he wanted them to take control of his mind.
No, it could be.
But I
mean, that was one of the things that I thought about was, because they were trying to go against the AR-15. I was like, okay, so who are they going to tap into? You know, um, and it seems like they can just tap into somebody anytime they want to,
Yeah, who knows?
and shit goes off,
The part,
or it just happens all the time, and they just now they want to report on all of it.
who knows? But what bothers me though is he's had all these problems before. He said he wanted to kill everybody, and they took like what? How many knives did they said? 11 or so, or 21 knives, whatever it was. And yet he's not on a watch. They didn't put that on there. They sent him to counseling or to go see a therapist or something like that, and that didn't help. Our country's
I'm
getting
guessing
too
that
light.
this is it's a ploy and probably a pretty good ploy because I'm getting suckered into it. That so the way they're wording it is this guy was pretty much crazy.
Yeah.
And they had run-ins with him. However, he was able to legally buy firearms afterwards.
Uh huh.
I see this as maybe using him as bait to get more people that are um, very pro 2A that, hey, we do need a little bit. Like, what the fuck? How's this guy slipping through if he has already been reported? It's on document. It's documented. Then he gets firearms after the fact if they are illegal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, here's so the other day I forget what show I was watching. I watched a lot of TV. This one person was talking about, well, you're going up against a lawyer. They're in it for the long run. They're not thinking about doing it right now. What's going to happen right this second? They're thinking about what's going to happen over time and their decisions. And and he said they're thinking like a lawyer and a politician. And that's what that's what these politicians do. They're setting stuff up for. It may take a year or two for their plan to come through, but when it does,
Oh yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. It's just sad, and they're screwing. I think they're screwing with us, right? Let's see. Let's go to our next story because I want to talk about the CERN collider later on. Hold on a second. So, you guys have heard this Hunter, not the email. Have you guys heard about the voicemail that Joe Biden leaves Hunter? If you haven't heard about it, there's an email going or a voicemail, and it's clearly Joe Biden's voice, and it says, "Hey Hunter, I guess your phone must be turned off or something like that," and he's all, "Just wanted to let you know it looks like you're clear. The news report is coming out, and I saw it, and it looks like something to that effect, right? Basically saying, yeah, we fooled the news or we covered the story up." Well, today they were asking the White House about that kind of stuff. About the voicemail. Hold on. Let's go to YouTube real quick. Let's see if we can find it. I'll play the actual. I'll play the actual one. Dang, Wizzy still alive? Joe Biden. Hunter voicemail. They gotta have it. Here we go. This is it right here.
Hey, pal, it's Dad. It's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, it's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
I think you're clear. So, the White House dodges questions on that voicemail. On the voicemail, Joe Biden allegedly left for Hunter Biden on business dealings. Well, that sure sounds like Joe Biden, doesn't it? Yeah, there's definitely Donnie barking in the background. The White House on Tuesday dodged questions about a leaked voicemail President Biden purportedly left for his son Hunter about his overseas business dealings, maintaining that any materials that allegedly originated from his son's now infamous laptop would not be discussed. Oh, maybe this is a different voicemail. President Biden has repeatedly denied discussing Hunter's business ventures with him. His son is currently under federal investigation for his tax affairs, predicated by suspicious foreign transactions. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked Tuesday about the voicemail question, which was first reported by the Daily Mail. Oh, no, this is the right one. Okay. The article Biden was referring to was published by the New York Times in 2018 in December and reported a private meeting between the chairman of a now-defunct Chinese energy company and Hunter Biden at a Miami hotel in May of 2017. When asked about the voicemail, Jean-Pierre was asked why there was a voicemail of Biden speaking to Hunter on behalf of his business dealings that the president repeatedly said he had never spoken to his son. See, do they have the video on here? They don't show it. But so I have it. I was watching this, and towards the end of this press conference, you can see she's getting pissed. Watch. Look at her face right there. She's like, I don't want to answer your fucking questions.
I would like to know what's the difference between President Trump watching TV, even pleading to go to the
Did you ever see Kaylee McEnany making faces like that? Or watch. It continues. Look.
Absolutely not the same. We are talking about what we saw on January 6th. We are talking about an attack on our democracy. We are talking about
this chick sucks. Hold on, her faces get worse.
To speak to that. Go ahead, Ebony. I know I promised you. And then to your second question.
Administration doing to reach a negotiated settlement?
Let me see.
Could this happen in the G20? Who's involved? Can you lay out any sort of roadmap?
Well, as the president has said to your last Don Boss,
where was it?
To the Capitol, while the Capitol was being attacked, and President Biden going.
Well, anyways, she was giving off some dirty ass faces. Did you ever see Kaylee McEnany making dirty faces, drunk uncle?
Don't recall. I bet she's probably just breaking down like, holy fuck, no wonder the other girl left.
Right, but and like her demeanor too. So like when she was talking, she kept to make her point. Like you could hear her banging on the table, man. It was. She was pissed. She was pissed. Uh-oh. Johnny, you know, I haven't heard from him in a while. Let's see what he's sending me. Benny. Joe Biden caught on. Okay, I'll see if I can post. I can see if I can play this. I got a question. Drunk Uncle, do you see the commercial up on the screen? It's for solar. There's a girl and a guy.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Why do you think they're back looking forward? Just look at that picture. Tell me what they're actually selling in this picture. What do you think?
Booty.
Exactly. They just did that so all the guys would be like, damn, look at that hot girl with the big ass and the nice ass.
I want to get solar.
Right? So that's why all the beer commercials have really hot girls, and Spuds McKenzie is a pit bull, is a bulldog, or not a bulldog, but a bull terrier dog getting all the girls. She does have a nice ass. I'm not gonna say she doesn't, but sex sells. I'm surprised there's no feminists getting on there and getting all pissed off about that. Let's see.
This man
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
I still can't believe he said that. Hold on.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.
The look on his wife's face when he said that. Oh my gosh.
I couldn't hear what he said.
Oh, it's let's go, Brandon. I agree. It's that, remember on Christmas when some guy called in the president and they're live and they're like, he's like, yeah, you know, I just want to thank you for having a great Christmas, and by the way, let's go, Brandon. And then President Biden's all, yeah, let's go, Brandon. I agree. Jill Biden was just like, you fucking asshole.
She's probably like, holy shit, now everybody's going to know that we haven't told him yet.
Right? All right. Japan lodges a protest after Chinese-Russian warships spotted near disputed islands. A grave concern. What's this all about? As the U.S. was focused on celebrating the 4th of July, Tensions briefly rose across the Pacific after Japan spotted Chinese and Russian warships near the disputed East China Sea Islands. Japan's Ministry of Defense said a Chinese frigate sailed into the contiguous zone just outside Japanese territorial waters and the Senkaku Islands, which Beijing also claims and calls the Diaoyu, for several minutes Monday morning. Does anybody know about these islands? The sighting came just 40 minutes after a Russian frigate had entered the waters for more than an hour, the ministry said. So we know China and Russia are colluding. I wonder why are they both in the same waters for some reason? Wonder what's going on there. Aren't they colluding? They're both they've been talking with each other, right? Planning attacks and stuff.
Well, I think we pushed them closer to each other over the past 6-8 months.
It's definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Let's see. The Deputy Chief Cabinet Secretary Senji Kahara said Japan lodged a protest expressing a grave concern. The Senkaku Islands are an inherent part of Japan's territory historically and under international law. The government will deal with the matter calmly but firmly to protect the Japanese land, territorial waters, and airspace. There was no violation of the territorial waters, he said, but noted that the Chinese incursion into the contiguous zone was a fourth such event since June of 2016. Well, that's not a lot. What's up, Cajun? Polly Wally. Japan has no. So they're saying Japan has no right to make such irresponsible remarks, says the Chinese Foreign Ministry, adding that the islands are Chinese territory. Let's look at these islands real quick. Let's see where they are. What are they calling them? I just read it. Why can't... That's how bad my memory is, guys. Oh my gosh, I just read it. The Senkaku Islands. There we go. Yeah, I don't have that on my... Oh, I gotta get a hold of frickin'... What do you call it still? Okay, let's see where they are. The Senkaku Islands. Let's see a map. Where are they? It doesn't even show where they are on this map.
Hey, how much you want to bet that they're surrounded by water?
I think that would be a pretty good bet, right?
Yeah. See, I was right. You owe me $5 million.
I owe you $5 million?
Yeah.
I wonder how big this island is. I want to see it on a map, though. Because then I want to see exactly how far it is from where. From China compared to... Okay, see, so they're calling it Sorkina Havoc. So... it's right in here. Looking at that, I would say it's closer to Japan than it is to China. Oh wait, no, that's just water. It's closer to China than Japan, if you ask me. Right? It's right where this little red spot is. So it's actually closer to Taiwan than anything. Although Okinawa is way over here. I don't know who it would belong to.
We on Alaska, but it's closer to Russia, but we bought it.
That's true.
It's ours.
That's true. It's not our fight. That's all I hear. Those islands are the ones Chinese took over, aren't they? That's what they're saying. All right. We're going to do a little...
Sophie, if you can make tacos, you can make a whip.
We'll do some TV stuff. Tom Hanks. I know you guys hate Tom Hanks.
I like Tom.
Well, a lot of people say he's a pedophile and stuff like that.
I know. I'm holding off on reservations.
I agree, Billy Bud.
Tom Hanks.
Billy Bud, you're right. It's not how close it is. It's the history of who owns it. Guessons they need to send Nate Diaz. China would run. All right. Tom Hanks was confused by Disney replacing Tim Allen with Chris Evans in the Lightyear. I don't understand. Tom Hanks admitted he was confused by the Disney's decision to replace Tim Allen with Chris Evans in the new Lightyear film. The 65-year-old actor was asked if it was strange to be in theaters opposite a Buzz Lightyear film, and his Elvis flick rolled through cinemas at the time. How about that? Actually, I wanted to go head-to-head with Tim Allen, and then they didn't let Tim Allen do it, he told Cinema Blend. I don't understand that. Here's the thing. Just as long as people come back to the picture theater, I want to go back in the theater with a bunch of strangers. I want to go back in the theater with a bunch of strangers and leave with something in common. That's what I want to do. Gee, Tom Hanks saying he likes strangers? I'm looking forward to that. Allen, so if you guys don't know, Tim Allen was the voice of Buzz Lightyear. But due to his political affiliation, because he's very conservative, if you've never watched his show, oh my gosh, what's his most recent show called that they just ended?
I just know Home Improvement.
Yeah, it's not Home Improvement. It's oh my gosh, why can I not think of the name of Last Man Standing? It was Last Man Standing. That's it. Last Man Standing. Every other joke was an Obama joke or a Hillary joke.
This man is
He
about to
is
buy tires
totally
on TireRack.com.
conservative.
TireRack is
He loves his guns. He loves his freaking everything. So this next topic, we have to be careful on how we speak, especially me. Thank you, Paul. Last Man Standing. Yeah. The Biden administration sues Arizona over law requiring a proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. Why is the Biden administration suing over this? Why do you think, Drunk? Why would you assume that the Biden administration is suing the state of Arizona for requiring somebody to show proof of who they are to vote? I mean, what benefit do they get out of it? I mean, how does it hurt somebody to have to show your license to prove who you are to vote?
It doesn't. Doesn't at all.
So,
it's always confused me. It's always confused me because I've told you about the book that I'll look at every time I go in there to vote.
mm-hmm.
I'll look at this book. I mean, they open it, they pull off the sticker. All I got to tell you is basically my last name. And then they open the book and I can see the stickers. Boom, there he is.
Right.
And read off my address and everything. They pull the sticker off, they put it on there. They don't check my ID. I've had a big problem with not being ID'd to vote for a long time just because I noticed the holes in it.
Yeah.
I was like, I could literally go to every polling station in the city right now, and as long as my eyes aren't fucked, I can give you a last name, wait for you to open it up, and regurgitate what I see on the sticker, and I get to vote for it.
Yeah. Well, and like Debbie says, Biden's saying it's racist. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it has to do with certain things that they may be doing to hinder the election. Maybe the integrity of the election.
Well, I'm in the business of IDing people all day, every day. And I'm telling you, black people have ID.
Right?
That's bullshit.
Well, like, okay, so here in California, they say it's racist to require you to show your ID to vote. But if I were to walk out on the street and a cop comes up to me and they said, let me see your ID, by law in California, you have to carry an ID on you at all times. You're forced to. It's a requirement of the law. If you go out without an ID, you can get a ticket for not having an ID on you. But yet, it's illegal to ask somebody for their ID when they come in to vote. When you go to the bank to go buy, let's say you're on welfare, right? you're getting your welfare payments. In order to go to the bank to cash your check, you have to show an ID, right? In order to go open up a bank account, you have to have an ID. So why is it illegal to make you show your ID to go vote?
Silliness.
Now they're saying it's racist,
Silly.
right? They're saying maybe somebody can push you or whatever. So when I go to the weed shop in San Jose, right? They don't look at my they all they do is they take my ID, they make sure my picture matches, and I swipe my ID in their little card reader, and that's it. What's the big deal about doing that? I mean, to get weed, I gotta show you my ID. No matter what age you are. If you look, what is it? If you look under 30, is that what you have to do? Is check their age if they look under 30? For
40.
vape? Huh?
40.
Under 40, you got to check people's ID. But the Democrat, and it's only the Democrats. You don't hear Republicans talking about, oh, it's racist to. So it just makes you wonder what they're you know, we hear all this stuff about election integrity, but yet you have to have you can't. But it's against the law to require an ID to vote.
The people that come to my store that do not have an ID are not meant to be in that store.
Right?
Oh, my license got stolen. It's like, dude, I can tell you're not fucking 21.
Yeah.
I deal with all sorts of people. Everybody that wants to come in there and buy things has a fucking ID.
Exactly. Dude, so I got an ID store. So when I was younger, I was
We
like,
take passports to Guatemala, Mexico, Argentina, South Africa. These are all the places that I've seen.
Are planes racist? You can't get on a plane without showing your ID. Are they racist? But I got an ID store. So when I was like 20, me and my best friend Woody, he was 21, so we would always go to the store together, and he would always pay for the beer. And we went to the USA gas station. We'd always go and joke around. We knew the cashier kind of. We just knew him as the cashier, and we were the guys that bought so much beer every night. And so then one night Woody wasn't around and we didn't have any beer. So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll try it. I go in there and I put the beer up on the thing, you know, I'm acting all confident. And the guy's like, you got your ID, Eddie? And I was like, oh, I forgot. Oh, shit. I was like, I forgot it. And he's like, you're 21, right? I'm like, yeah, you know me. I come in all the time. So then like 3 weeks, so then I started going and buying regularly from him because, you know, I knew I could get away with it without Woody. And then one day I'm in there and my friend Kenny's in there. And he's like, what, you won't sell to me, but you'll sell to fucking Eddie? He's only 19. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, you asshole. And so the gas station guy again, he's like, Eddie, are you 21? I was like, yeah, bro, I am. Don't worry about it. You want to see my ID? He's like, no, I trust you.
Plausible deniability.
Right? Billy Bud says, what kind of store do you have there, Drunk Uncle? He's actually got two, and I'll let him tell you about them.
Vape stuff. Nicotine and THC.
He sells those nasty vape pens and stuff like that.
I sell horrible products. It's a wonder I've not been run out of business yet.
I know, right?
I'm a horrible business owner. Treat my employees bad.
Yeah, he treats his employees real bad. Anyways, so the Joe Biden administration suing over this. For nearly 3 decades, the National Voter Registration Act has helped to move states in the right direction by eliminating unnecessary requirements that have historically made it harder for eligible voters to access the registration rolls. According to the Assistant Attorney General, Arizona has passed a law that turns the clock back on this progress by imposing unlawful and unnecessary requirements that would block eligible voters from the registration rolls for certain federal elections. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Uh-oh, Hope's staring her eyes at somebody.
Oh.
So Arizona calls it a balanced approach that honors Arizona's history of making voting accessible without sacrificing security in our elections. Now, you know, Arizona's where they said all the big stuff. It's a big swing state, and that's where all the stuff happened. You know, all these election integrity stuff. And now all of a sudden they're mad because they want you to show your ID in that state. And it's only the Democrats that are pissed, not the Republicans, not the conservatives. I wonder why that is. I can't say it on YouTube because I'll get kicked off. We'll get kicked off, right? But we can insinuate. Insinuate. I'm surprised Donnie's not in here. You know what was weird? So last night, Panda, she went and ate her food, and then she went outside and she wouldn't come in the house. She slept outside all night last night. She's never done that before. Maybe she wanted to get there's some animal that keeps coming on our property at night. Maybe she wanted to be out there to be like, listen, motherfucker, this is my house. This is my shit.
Maybe she made a new friend.
Maybe. Maybe I'll have wolf puppies, although Panda's fixed.
I think my Bubba's made friends with a rabbit.
With a rabbit?
Yeah. I always see a rabbit running around in my backyard when I come home.
Nice.
So I think he's made friends with a rabbit.
But that's the very first thing I do when I get a puppy. Well, once they're old enough, they get fixed. Except for Donnie. Donald J. Trump is not going to get fixed. Because Donald J.
I don't
Trump...
fix any of my animals.
Well, we used to have 6 dogs. We rescue animals. When you got that many dogs, you got to. Otherwise, somebody's going to get pregnant. You got to. But yeah, Donnie's not getting fixed. You don't fix the president, right? You don't fuck around with Donnie.
I spread my seed wherever I want, okay? Excuse me? No. Everywhere. Everywhere I want, I spread my seed. Some people tell me it's the best seed. I'm willing to agree.
Well, and as you know, Donnie has done some stuff to be questionable. Actually, he's just like President Trump. He has some pretty Mexican girl in Las Vegas laying with him on the ground. So Donnie, remember that video? Donnie was like, I guess she wants a little bit of Donnie. And he tried humping her. I got the video somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that real quick. That's a funny video. Actually, let me go to this one. I'll show you guys. If you guys haven't seen the Donnie video, search across your channel. Let's type in Donnie. Let's go to show all. Yes.
Did I tell you that, let's see. I don't think I have. Definitely haven't said it on the show. Nate Diaz smacked a guy on Saturday.
Nate Diaz smacked a guy on Saturday?
Well,
Really?
twice. Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't know if Get Some had heard about that. They're saying it's kind of, they look like it was staged, but I think he was just realized that he was just smacking another normal person instead of a UFC fighter. But it was some sort of reporter that I guess had talked shit about one of his buddies on Twitter. And like he leaned in and whispered something to him and then smacked the microphone. And then the guy gave him kind of a weird look, and then he like smacked his hat off of his head.
Right on. All right, so I'm showing the video right now. It's on my 360 footage. So you look. So look at that. The lady's she put his arm around her. She's getting all comfortable. She's laying on the ground with him. She's getting real friendly with him. And Donnie's like, "Oh, really?" Now Donnie's going for the boob. He's laying on her boobs. Just wait for it. Donnie turns into he's trying to become a man. Watch. Look, now he's like, "Hey, what's this? I've never seen you before. Something's going on." So he's playing with he's checking himself out. And then just wait for it. He's like, "I know what to do with this." Hold on, it's gonna happen any second. Or did he do it already? Did I yell at him for doing it already? Did I miss it? No, I don't think so. It's coming up any second. There he goes. She looks. So now he's like, hey, you're not paying attention to me. So she starts petting him again. Now he starts wrapping his arms around her. He's like, come here, come closer. Come closer. Now he's got two ladies bending over petting him. Come on, hurry up, get to the point. Brownie, come on, get down, mamas. Almost there. We're almost, here he goes, here he's gonna go. Look, he's getting a little happy. He's playing with her. Now he jumps up. And now, look at him, he's arching his back.
I have to watch on the replay.
You'll laugh. Yeah, Donnie.
Oh, yeah.
Donnie's like, chick, you know you want it. Well, I mean, you gotta realize she's sitting there rubbing him down, you know, and getting him all excited and laying on the ground with him. So, I mean, he doesn't know any better. All right. Capitol Police say a January 6th defendant's demands could expose secret security features. I wonder what that is. A top Capitol Police officer warned a federal court Tuesday that requests by a January 6th defendant to take measurements in non-public areas of the Capitol could compromise the building and expose some of the newer undisclosed efforts to protect Congress since the insurrection. Permitting him to measure distances from wall to wall, from wall to door, and vice versa would provide a wealth of information to any adversary who might wish to calculate blast distances, the ability to fly a drone within the building, or how large of a group could quickly pass through the hallways, to name but a few security risks, said Sean Alexander, the head of the Capitol Police's Uniformed Services. Gallagher, in his filing, noted that the Capitol building was bombed in 1983, was the subject of a planned drone attack in 2011, and was infiltrated by members of the Oath Keepers during the January 6th attack, who moved in a stack formation throughout the corridors. That's funny, they didn't bring up the Proud Boys this time. Gallagher's filing accompanied a Justice Department brief opposed a request by January 6th defendant David Egvet to permit his attorneys to measure and photograph non-public areas of the Capitol. You know, this might be a good thing. Because think about it. If you're a defendant, right? And if you ask for those numbers and the government doesn't give it to you, then you could ask for a mistrial. Because the government's not giving you all the information you need to securely prove your case.
It should be a part of discovery.
Right? So if the government does decide not to give that to them, then I would right away file a mistrial. Definitely file a mistrial. That was in Las Vegas, Ultimate. I would definitely file a mistrial on that one. We got one more. Then we're gonna go to the CERN Collider, and we're gonna open up chat for you guys. So we can discuss this CERN Collider stuff. So get this. California has a super contagious, able to reinfect big coronavirus risk from BA.4, BA.5, whatever the hell that means. Are people in your life being infected with the coronavirus, even after caught it in an earlier wave? Well, you're not alone. Sounds like a commercial, doesn't it? For the third straight year, the arrival of summer has brought fresh uncertainties about COVID-19 outlook in California. Why do you think they keep bringing this up here in California? California is supposed to be the, you know, nobody goes out. I go out and see people in masks all the time. But Corona is coming back in California. Elections are coming up. You think that might have something to do with it?
And monkeypox.
Yeah, monkeypox too.
And swine flu. And rickets.
Right.
And diabetes.
How many different subvariants can there be of the coronavirus? I mean, come on.
72.
70? You think 72?
It's on a spectrum, Eddie. You can't put a number on it.
I want to put a number on it though. How many are there?
It's on a spectrum, Eddie.
Who do you think you are, Dr. Fauci? Who do you think you
No,
are?
I'm Dr. Fauci. I haven't done that accent.
You haven't done it in a while. I know you normally do a pretty good Fauci. But I mean, come on, guys. Whenever there's something they don't want you to talk about, all of a sudden there's a new variant of the coronavirus. How many different times are we gonna have to go through this coronavirus shit? Oh no, you gotta be worried you're gonna get it again. Like I was at Bob's Big Boy in LA and somebody came on my channel, you're an idiot for being there. They just had a big coronavirus outbreak. It's like, yeah, whatever. You know what, folks?
You've already had it, so you got antibodies.
Right? And I'm just gonna say this. I don't like living my life scared. I'm not the kind of person that lives in fear for their whole entire life. Some people do. I don't. I don't lock my doors. You want to come into my house? Go ahead. I got a couple big ass dogs that are waiting for you though. Right? But I don't live my life in fear. I'm not afraid to go out at night because Sasquatch is going to get me. I'm not afraid to do anything. You know, my mom always told me when I was a kid, if you're going to worry about something, why worry about something happening? Because worrying about it's not going to stop it from happening. It's still going to happen whether you worry or not. So why worry about it? That's all I'm saying. And I'll shut up. Donnie would cuddle me to death. Yeah, I know. Dude, he takes up...
My mom always said, don't be a little bitch, pussy.
There you go.
No, she never said that.
Dude,
That'd be cool, though. That'd be cool. Don't be a bitch, you little pussy.
You know, Donnie takes up half my fucking bed now, or 3/4 of my bed. Little asshole. He lays sideways with his arms out, Every time. Every freaking time. All right, let's
put him in an arm bar.
Put him in an arm bar?
Yeah.
I could, I guess. The only problem is, I hate to be hot when I'm sleeping. Well, you know this. I like it cold. And when you have, dogs aren't as bad because they have a fur coat and you don't feel the heat. But, especially if you're dating somebody and all they want to do is cuddle when they're sleeping, I'm like, get the fuck off of me. I don't like it. I don't. I'm not a cuddler. I mean, I'll cuddle with you. But when I'm trying to sleep, I don't want it to be 100 degrees in my room because you want to sit there and hug on me. No.
Yeah, I'll cuddle until I think they went to sleep, and then you just kind of slide that arm from underneath and then roll over.
Right? Oh my! I remember when I was married and my wife there'd be times when she'd have to do that. I'm just thinking in my head, will you get the fuck off of me? Why won't you get out the whole time? It was awful. I wonder if she could see it on my face. I'm like, why don't you get the fuck off of me? You're fucking burning me up. They leave a big old wet spot. And I don't mean bad wet spot. I mean a good wet spot. I mean, from sweat because they're so hot. I hate that. Anyways, let's talk about the CERN collider. It says, for the ones who are concerned about CERN, basically what this is just what's an opinion, what somebody wrote, okay? Basically what this experiment is, first off, people have to understand what this machine basically is. This machine is basically a big-ass magnet. And they use this machine to suck in energies that wanders around the universe and breaks down the particles that make up energy.
Big-ass magnet.
Right? And when the particles are broken down, it gives the scientists a better understanding of that energy. Oh, this is not the one I wanted to read. Was it this one? Was it one from Elsa?
Yeah, I don't know if I trust a news article that has emojis in it.
Right? This one. Okay, this is the one I was reading. It says, is it good astronomical science or a possible disaster in the making? CERN's somewhat nondescript facilities near Geneva on the French-Swiss border hide a colossal secret. It's not a colossal secret. Everybody knows it's there. Buried around 300 feet underneath. The world's largest machine, the Large Hadron Collider Particle Accelerator. The world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator will embark on a run to uncover cosmic secrets of the universe at 10 a.m. Eastern Time today. So it already happened. The European Organization for Nuclear Research announced that today, July 5th, 2022, the LHC will run 24 hours a day for almost 4 years at record energy levels, nearly 13.6 trillion electron volts. Its works will involve sending beams of protons, which are positively charged. What they do is they basically just shoot these things together, right? Here's the thing that worries me. We talked about this the other day, and who is that scientist? The physicist, Chinese physicist, Makiko. He was just on the Joe Rogan show.
I'm a sorry guy.
Well, anyways, I'll show you a clip of the Joe Rogan show. But what this guy says is this. Well, I'll let this guy explain it. They're talking about aliens, right? And let's see, Joe Rogan.
G.
Alien.
G?
What's that?
I'm just trying to repeat the name that thing. Zhang Shi.
Oh, here it is. Michio Kaku. This guy right here. This is only 3 weeks ago. And what this is a famous
2017 New York Times.
This guy is the guy who invented string theory, okay? And he's talking about, they're asking him why you used to not believe in UFOs, but now you do. And he goes on to explain about the power that it takes.
Objects can zigzag, and we can measure the G-force inside this object. The G-forces are several hundred times
so I'm
the
play
force
this video
of gravity.
For a little bit for you guys.
In other words, any living person's bones will
I
be
can't hear what
crushed
he's saying,
by
bro.
these objects.
Okay, hold on.
So they're probably drones of some sort.
Let me share it for you. That way you can hear it. Okay, hold on. Now,
These objects can drop 70,000 feet in a few seconds.
Yeah.
Think about that. It can drop a tremendous distance in just a few seconds, and they can go underwater.
I gotta fix your picture, I bet, or mine.
This is something that we didn't realize before, but yes, they can actually go underwater. And they also move without creating an exhaust or breaking the sound barrier. So these are things that we can now document frame by frame looking at these videotapes.
So for yourself, what was the shift? And how did you feel about UFOs, say like 10, 15 years ago?
Well, there is this giggle factor, and it's the third rail, of course, of your scientific reputation, if you believe in these things. But the evidence is accumulating over the last several years. Now, when I was first approached by Carolyn Corey, the producer of this film, A Tear in the Sky, I was skeptical. I said to myself, come on. I mean, 5 days? 5 days you're going to look for flying saucers in the sky? What happens if the aliens are camera shy and they don't show up in 5 days? So I was pleasantly surprised when they actually found something. They actually have photographic evidence of objects that can gyrate just the way the Pentagon has said. And so we now have a sea change. A center of gravity has changed with regards to looking at these objects. We no longer simply look at one individual seeing something in the sky. No, we demand hours of videotape, multiple sightings by multiple modes. That's the gold standard now.
So what do you think is happening? Do you think that this is something that maybe another government from another country has created that far surpasses our abilities, or do you think that this is coming from somewhere else?
Well, the Pentagon has listed, I think, 5 different options. One option, of course, is that they're weather balloons or something that's an artifact of our space program.
They don't look like weather
Maybe a piece of rocket that is plunging back into the Earth's atmosphere. That's one category. Another category is anomalous weather events. They happen, and they have to be looked at very carefully. But the last option is other. That is not just the Russians or the Chinese, because these objects apparently can gyrate faster than what the Chinese and the Russians can muster, but it opened the door to the possibility of other. They didn't specify what other was, but you can fill in the dots yourself. Now, one possibility for other is hypersonic drones. We see that in warfare now. The Russians in the Battle of Ukraine is actually using hypersonic drones to hit targets inside Ukraine. To be hypersonic, you have to go faster than Mach 5.
That the Russians are using hypersonic drones.
I don't know what hypersonic drones are, so no.
Oh, well, he's gonna explain. He's gonna explain it right now.
Anything faster than 5 times the speed of sound is called hypersonic.
So it's anything 5 times faster than the speed of sound.
Speed of sound.
Yeah. So a sonic boom happens when you break the speed of sound, which is what, 700? What's the speed of sound? It's like. I thought
the speed of light is faster, though, right?
Yes, you'll see something before you hear it. Okay, so the speed of sound is.
It's like 1/7. Isn't it like a 7th?
It's a 762 point. Where is it? 761.2 miles per hour is the speed of sound. So multiply that times 5. So over 4,000 miles an hour is how fast that these drones are flying. Drones flying 4,000 miles an hour. That is fucking fast. Okay.
I get you from LA to New York in under an hour.
Right? That's fast. That's real fast. I mean, hell, how long did it take from you to fly to LA from Charlotte? How long was your flight? Do you remember?
Well, I had a layover, but if it was the ride home was a straight shot, and it was 4 hours.
4 hours from Vegas to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. So, all right.
So that's 4 times faster than a normal airplane.
Probably more like 6 or 7.
Well, yeah, more than 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the Russians are now fielding hypersonic drones in warfare. But you see, this is something just in the last few months. These sightings, they go back decades into the past.
What's going on?
With objects executing these gyrations decades ago. And that's why you have to take them seriously.
So the Commander David Fravor event that we talked about off the Nimitz, that was 2004. Do we have an accurate understanding about military capability in terms of like drones and propulsion systems from 2004? Or are there things that are classified that we are not going to have access to? Like, is it possible that, 18 years ago, they had the capability to have a vehicle or a drone move this way, that just that information has just not been released?
Well, 2 years ago, the United States military admitted that it stopped working on these hypersonic drones. Why? They're unstable. They zigzag. And that's why the Russians have put a premium on this technology to evade our Star Wars program. The Russians wanted a rocket that can maneuver and therefore outwit a stationary Star Wars system designed to shoot down these drones.
Right.
So that's why the Russians have put a priority on this, and they've now fielding in warfare. We actually see them as a military weapon.
That's scary.
2 years ago, the United States military stopped its program. They're too unstable. They were not reliable, and it was not worth the amount of money to put into it because the military was invested in the Star Wars program, not the anti-Star Wars program. But because Vladimir Putin announced the hypersonic drones, then the United States military said, oops, nope, we have to get into the game too. So now the United States is also working on hypersonic drones as well as the Chinese. So the Chinese, the Russians, and the Americans are all working on these things. But you can see how primitive they are. We're talking about objects that defy the known laws of aerodynamics with a technology beyond what we have today.
Oh, he's bringing up the Mandela
And so that's
effect.
why people are scratching their heads. whose are these things if they're not the Chinese, the Russians, or the United States?
So one of the main points of contention is the lack of visible propulsion method, right? There's no, essentially, there's no heat signature. There's nothing that we understand to be present that normally exists when something is going at a tremendous rate of speed.
That's right. Not only that, these objects create no sonic booms. When you exceed the sound barrier, you create a gigantic boom that is then shatters windows and can be heard miles around. These objects can effortlessly break the sound barrier and not.
So this guy that's talking right now, if you don't know who he is, he basically invented string theory. This is one of the smartest people in the world, if not the smartest person in the world talking about this stuff. So this is why it's important, and that's why it's going to lead up to what we're talking about here in a second. You'll see, I promise.
Create a sonic boom, and they don't create any exhaust. We don't see any exhaust trail from these objects. So either they're an optical illusion of some sort, or they have a set of laws of physics beyond what we can muster. Now, if they are an optical illusion, if an object were to move in front of your eyes, traveling at a very slow velocity, but you don't know how far they are away, you may think that object is very far away from you, traveling at enormous velocities. So a weather balloon drifting in front of your eyes can simulate an object traveling at hypersonic velocities if you think that weather balloon is far away from you. So how do you tell the difference?
Interesting, Brad.
Well, you look at wind patterns. It turns out that many of these sightings, these objects defy the direction of the wind. If they are weather balloons that you confuse with a flying saucer, then they would be moving with the direction of the wind. But these objects do not do that. These objects can go against the direction of the wind. Not only that, but we have multiple sightings. If an object is very, very far away, if an object is close to you, but you think it's far away, then it's traveling at an enormous velocity while it's actually just drifting in front of your eyes. How do you tell the difference? By having multiple sensors: radar, infrared sensors, visual sighting. Then you can tell how far this object is away from you.
Oh my gosh, I remember that
and then you can
commercial,
say
Brad.
that, no, it's an optical illusion. Well, we do that now. We have multiple sightings of these objects. By radar, we know how the velocity, the distance. Each time it comes out to be real. And so that's why we're scratching our heads. Who has this capability? And the answer is, we don't know.
Is there anything that's theoretical that you're aware of that could be applied, like from some other planet or some other galaxy or whatever, that something that maybe we have theorized that could be responsible for the way these things are able to move?
Well, when I talk to my friends who are physicists like myself about these things, they sort of laugh, giggle, their eyes roll up to the heavens, and they say something very simple, that a rocket using conventional means would take 70,000 years to reach us from the nearest star. Therefore, these objects cannot exist. 70,000 years for a Saturn rocket traveling at 25,000 miles per hour to go from a nearest star to the planet Earth.
This is where he's going to start
That's
explaining.
why most scientists disregard these sightings, because they defy the laws of Einstein.
But isn't that kind of silly? Isn't that kind of like saying, you can't, you know how long it would take you to get a horse from Los Angeles to Sydney, Australia? Isn't that kind of like saying that?
Exactly. And that's why I say that assumes that these aliens or whatever are maybe 100 years more advanced than us. But open your mind to the possibility that they are 1,000 years more advanced than us. 1,000 years is nothing compared to the age of the universe.
Right.
The universe is about 13 billion plus years old. That's how the age of the universe. And so the age of a civilization, just a few thousand years ahead of us, that is just a blink of an eye to the universe itself. And once you go to higher energies, the laws of physics begin to break down.
So here's where we're
The
starting.
laws of Einstein and the laws of the quantum theory break down at something called the Planck energy. Why is that important? That's what I do for a living. I work on something called string theory, which lives at the Planck energy. The Planck energy is 10 to the 19 billion electron volts. That is a quadrillion times more powerful than our most powerful atom smasher outside Geneva, Switzerland.
So he's talking about the CERN collider right now.
Any civilization that could harness the Planck energy would be able to become masters of space and time. Space and time, as we know it, become unstable at the Planck energy, which is far beyond anything that we can muster here on the planet Earth. So, we physicists theorize, how advanced do you have to be to access the Planck energy? Well, we rank them. The Kardashev scale says that there could be type 1, type 2, or type 3 civilizations. A type 1 civilization is maybe 100 years more advanced than us, to maybe 1,000 years, sort of like Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon. They control the weather. Volcanoes, earthquakes, anything planetary, they control. That's type 1. Then there's type 2. Type 2 is stellar. They harness the power of an entire star, like Star Trek. Star Trek would be a typical type 2 civilization where they manipulate entire stars. Then there's type 3. Type 3 is galactic. They roam the galactic space lanes. They play with black holes, like the Empire of the Star Wars series.
What's that, Drunk?
They play with black holes.
They play with... Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch that. Oh, why did I catch that one? Hold on, let me see to make sure. It keeps disappearing. Why is it disappearing? So it's there now, and then it's gone. It's there. Streamlabs. There we go. Now it's back. All right, we're almost done. I'm almost done playing what he's saying. Hold on one second,
Would be
guys.
a typical type 3 civilization. Then the next question is, what type do you have to be to harness the Planck energy? The energy at which space and time become unstable, where wormholes may develop, gateways through space and time, portals through empty space. You have to be type 2 or most likely type 3. Then the next question is, how long will it take before you become type 3? Well, we are maybe 100 years away from being type 1. We're maybe a few thousand years from being type 2, and we're maybe 100,000 years from being type 3. And 100,000 years is nothing on a galactic scale. The age of the universe is, as I said, over 13 billion years old. And so once a civilization reaches the Planck energy, that is a type 3 civilization, space and time become your playground.
So do you understand what he's saying? He said once we get to this certain level, all of a sudden we can start time traveling. That's what I'm getting. But the reason why I brought this up for this is he's talking about power. What everybody's worried about in this thing right here on Facebook and the CERN collider is what they're doing right now. What they're doing right now, it says they are using full power, trillions of protons. Where was it? It was they said it was going to be the most ever. Okay, here we go. They're going to run this for 4 years at record energy levels near 13.6 trillion electron volts. This is the most power ever used by anybody in our world that we know today. And people are worried that this thing's going to explode. It could turn into a black hole.
Andy's worried about it releasing negative forces.
Negative
I guess
forces,
you could say.
huh?
Yeah, Andy's what do you call them? Shit. What is it? There were 4 Christians, pagans. Pagan.
He's a pagan?
Yeah.
Is he going to allow me to ask him about that?
Huh?
Is he going to allow me to ask him about that?
he's open to anything, I believe.
I don't know much about pagans, to be honest with you. What I do know is there was a movie. It was actually a Tom Hanks movie where it was him and Dan Aykroyd, where they were cops and the pagans were having ceremonies and stuff in L.A.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about it the other day, and I was, with CERN come up, and I was like, yeah, I started bringing up. That's when I think the Mandela effect started, and this, that, or the other, and then he was like, yeah, I'm worried that they're going to be releasing like some really evil stuff into the world. And I was like, I don't understand, but okay.
By the way, guys, I just opened up the Discord chat. So we've moved to the Discord chat portion. If you guys want to join us in Discord chat, come on in and let's talk about this stuff. I want to hear your guys' opinions. Come on in. Right? So anybody who has any kind of information, or even they just want to ask a question or just talk. I know Hope's going to come in here because Hope comes in every night. Digglewarp, are you going to join us? Come on in, Digglewarp. I know you can say something about this. Who else is in the chat? Andy's not in the our Andy in Colorado is he on vacation already? Is that why he's not here? He normally jumps in the chat room with us and talks. So Bread says the entire length of time between creation and now is about 6,000 years. One day to God is 1,000 years to us. And so it is about time for God's Sabbath day, and he wants to spend it with us, and that is, and then we'll have to wait for his next part. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think that by them turning up this about the CERN collider over there, do you think, does that scare you? Like, if I lived right there in Geneva, I'd probably be scared. You're using all that power up. What if it explodes? It's way underground, but still, could you imagine the damage, the earthquake that would happen there?
What my coworker said is if it did explode, then it would just blow up Sweden or Switzerland or wherever the fuck it's from. And I was like,
What is that, Digglewarp?
I mean that's a douchebag thing to say, but it's like, yeah, it ain't getting close to me. Have at it, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but what if these other people's theories are correct about it turning into a black hole? Hi, Digga.
Hi.
What's up?
What is that?
I'm not saying hi to you. You wouldn't say hi to me earlier.
Me or drunk?
Who?
Drunk.
What?
I called him Mr. Jiu-Jitsu, and he wouldn't even say hi to me.
I think he doesn't remember. He still thinks about everybody calling him drunk.
Well, no, probably what I'm looking for is when it's being highlighted in orange.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If I don't see that, then, I'm drunk most of the time. I look for that orange.
There's Digga. What part isn't pagans in your sport? In your state, the motorcycle club, the pagans, aren't they East Coast?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
They're all up and down the coast.
We don't see any over here. Over here we have the Hells Angels, and basically the Hells Angels are the biggest one we have here.
No, there's a few others over there. But, yeah, we got a lot of bait and all that on this end of town.
We have Mongols, but that's more down south. So.
There she is.
Here's Hope. I knew Hope would show up.
Come on, Willow.
Yeah,
Come
Willow,
on, Willow.
pop on in. Willow had to chase her dog around today.
There.
Come on, Willow.
I know she's there.
I know, I saw her a second ago.
She's trying to hide.
She's trying to hide.
She's trying to hide. She does that shit all the time.
So, Digga, do you like the new Nightbot I made for you instead of the old one?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
I had to do that other one, though. I had to mess with you a little bit.
Oh, it just, if people don't know me, they'd be like, wait a minute.
That's true. Hell, let's have a shot of Crown, right? Why not?
All right, I gotta do my bong.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey, Hope, I got a question. Have you ever had a drink in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I thought maybe you never drank or something.
What is she, a robot? Jeez, oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Oh my God! It's like, Hope, she's too precious. She don't do all that. She's a good Christian woman. She don't do all that.
Well, she works at a church. You know, I don't know. I don't want to
Oh
assume
my
shit.
God! My aunt used to work at a church, and I tell you what, that was just as bad as meeting the damn hooker on the corner. Gee.
I know you might be Catholic, Eddie.
Well, I am. You know, us Catholics, we do drink alcohol. We
drink.
Yeah,
I DJ'd a wedding at a Catholic church, and I never DJ'd a wedding where they had a keg at the church.
What was it? A Mexican wedding?
Uh-oh.
Super creepy.
That really is.
That's not
I
too
mean,
bad.
it looks real the way the eyes are.
That's not too bad. There are some creepy clown photos though. My mom collected clowns, so I love clowns.
I just do that to mess with Hope.
No, it's Willow. Willow's the one that's afraid of it.
Yeah, Willow's definitely afraid of the I was gonna say ghouls.
I brought that mask with me to Vegas. I think I just never put it on.
Oh my gosh, she would have beat the shit out of you. I think if you took, or she would have ran or something.
She never would have stayed at the house. She would have went and got a room. She would have made and told Trade, "Let's go. We'll get a room."
Yeah.
Right. I know. Drunk Uncle and I had a room, but we only slept in there like once, and I know that sounds weird. We had bunk beds. We were not sleeping in the same.
What was
You guys were cuddling.
Bed?
They were on the couch most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the couch didn't feel like it was going to collapse at any second.
I know. I was like the first night I stayed there. Drunk didn't show up the first night because his plane was late, so he had to stay in LA. So I'm laying on the bottom of this bed. And I'm looking up. I'm like, and it's like wobbling and shit. And I'm like, yeah, if Drunk Uncle lays up there, that thing's gonna fall on me. I'll just sleep on the couch. So
that's why I thought about taking the mattress off the top and throwing it on the floor. I thought that'd be easy.
No, and plus,
I mean, it would be easier, safer.
I went from this fucking bomb ass bed that they set me up in LA to the bunk bed that was just a sway and.
Well, we were starting to put bets on whether you were even going to show up.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I know. Dude, I think I even was about to call Eddie, like, when they were trying to tell me the layover. I didn't know. I thought I was going to have to sleep at the airport. I really did. I thought I was going to have to sleep at the airport. And I was literally just about to give me a fucking flight back home. Get me the fuck out of here.
No, you were saying that. You told me that. You were like, if they mess with me anymore, I'm just going to go home. And I'm like, fuck that, bro.
Yeah, you're already on the other side of the damn United States.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just so irritated though because I couldn't have my vape and they didn't let me have alcohol on the flight and I was a grumpy motherfucker. And then there was.
You mean you didn't go to the bathroom and try vaping in the bathroom?
Well,
he doesn't want to say it on national.
Shoot, I know
YouTube.
people that have it down to a T to where they'll have a cigarette right at the toilet and they turn it on so it'll suck out all the smoke and they'll hurry up and take a couple of hits and throw it.
That's what they do in jail.
How can I hide this, Dick?
See? It would have been fine in there. You don't smell. They would never have smelled it.
That's a lot more than a puff off a cigarette, don't you think?
Yeah, but if you blow it into the toilet while it's sucking stuff down, you're all right.
There she is.
But I'm not too experienced on planes. I've only been on a plane, let's see, 3 times. I've only been on a plane 3 times.
There's Willow. Yeah, but you know what?
Hi, guys.
I know somebody who actually brought weed on their plane one time. I know a lot of people that have taken their weed on their plane.
I take weed on the plane all the damn time now.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but since you mentioned it now. Yeah, freaking Digga shows up, and she's like, yeah, I brought some weed from Florida.
Hi, Andy.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, everybody.
But I actually...
Hey, Andy, I got a question for you before I forget about it.
All right, ask it.
Andy, remember the very beginning seasons of Trailer Park Boys? Like,
A little bit, yeah.
okay, was Ellen or Ellen / Elliot Page, was that
Ellen.
Trinity?
Yeah, she was in there.
Oh, that was Trinity. I thought so.
I gotta get something.
Yeah.
I didn't put the dots together until earlier today, and I was like, I think that was Trinity. I was like, oh, ask Andy about that. He'll know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wonder what she must have gone through to have her be all screwed up now. But
I didn't know she was Canadian.
Yeah.
No. Canadians.
Does that matter?
No, I mean, I just, I didn't know she was Canadian.
I'm fucking with you. I'm just screwing with you. Don't worry about it.
Just ignore her. Everybody does.
But not too many people have made a career out of that show, except for her, I believe. I mean, on a large scale. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Andy and I, the Trailer Park Boys, they're pretty famous, but everybody else, nobody knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah, they even have their own line of pipes and stuff. Yeah.
How do you know that?
Their little
what?
Praise.
How do you know that?
Your buds.
Because I'm a connoisseur.
Yeah.
All right, I had to go get the things I got yesterday.
Don't start.
I got this magnet. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
This is the best magnet of all, though. My dog is smarter than Biden. And then I got this shirt. It's called Meet the Fuck Ups.
Oh my gosh.
So it's got Hillary Clinton, AOC, Chucky Schumer, Joe Biden, Obama, and Nancy Pelosi, and it says "Meet the Fuck Ups."
It's like there's honestly there's so many that could go on there.
Yeah, you easily throw McConnell in there.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell.
Even I'm just thinking even not elected officials, like some of the like the
Joy
Miller and Pete Strzok and
Joy
Lisa Page and them too.
Yeah. Oh, Joy.
Epps.
Joy Behar. We got to
Yeah.
do Andy's. You haven't done. Oh, no, you didn't do
Edler.
Andy's.
Shall we keep going?
What am I doing?
Oh no, I was putting your name on a thing. Richard Hurst has 3 questions. Do I even want to look at these 3 questions?
Oh no.
Do I even want to look at these?
Yeah.
How old are you currently? Have you banged an East Indian chick years ago, and you down to take a DNA test to perhaps prove you're not my father? Oh my gosh, we don't even look alike, Richard. We don't even look alike. I showed everybody a picture of you the other day. No, we don't even look alike. And I think you're older than me.
Semantic.
But you could have gone back in time.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But yeah,
God
hell.
damn it! I told you to tell me when you got the flux capacitor in.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm drunk. That's for me only. I wouldn't share
Order.
that. I definitely would. I would. You know what? I would go back in town and I would bet on all kinds of sporting events and buy stocks and shares and shit. Like hell yeah, I would.
That's how you know that Eddie hasn't gone back in time, because he would have been betting on everything.
Oh yeah. Oh, I already bet on a lot of shit, but I'd be like, like 1 year. Oh my gosh, who was it?
Then I could just go back even farther and sabotage those teams, and then you would just wake up one day and you'd be broke.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me.
Yeah.
I would take care of some dictators. That's what I would do.
No,
I would go back and get some fashion.
You'll go back and get some fashion.
Do what?
Get some dresses from like the Civil War era and like the Victorian era.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I can still do that because if I win a whole bunch of bets, then I'd be rich and I can buy that shit.
I don't know, them dresses, man, I used to have to wear when I was younger, and they used to make me look so big because you had to put the layers on it. Oh, I hated it.
And the
So
corset
hot.
sucks in your stomach and pushes your boobs out. Oh yeah.
No, these are the peasant ones. These are ones where no. They weren't pretty.
You know,
They weren't meant to enhance.
I probably, you know what, I would go back in time, though. I would go and seize different events. I think I would. I'd also go ahead. If I could go forward in time, I would probably go forward in time, too. See what's going to happen.
Well, what if you had to pick one? That was going to be my next question. If you had to pick one, would you rather go into the future or into the past?
Man.
Past.
Past?
I would
I'm not sure.
See, I love technology, so I don't know if I would want to go that far. If I go into the past, but only like a year, so I could bet on all these events and make all this money.
Okay, so
I
you
was
can't
just before I was born.
Past, but you can't change a single thing.
If I could go,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
say that again.
Now, you forget it.
You're only allowed to watch.
Well,
You have
that
to
makes
watch
it
whatever
different.
happens.
If I could go, if I could go in the past, but I couldn't change a single thing.
Right, you can only observe.
Then
I'd rather
then
go
I
in the future
then I
and
go
learn
to the future
something.
then.
Yeah,
go to the
Yeah.
future.
definitely be future.
Well, you put
Well, maybe in the
took the
future
buzz
they'll
out of
figure
that
out how
one.
to. In the future, though, they'll know how to go back into the past, or they'll know if it's possible. So you should go into the future, and that way you can go back into the past if they haven't figured it out. And
That's
if not,
true.
then oh well.
You just go right back out in the other future. If you want to go up to the one left hole, go to the right hole. You find any hole you want.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and think
Wormhole, people, wormhole.
You just keep going in the
A
future,
wormhole.
and you keep going in the future until they find out how to space or time travel, and then you could go back, right?
There you
Yeah.
go.
If you could get to the future from present time, then they've already figured it out, dummy.
No, I mean if you accelerate yourself to some percentage of the speed of light, like in one direction, and then you turn around and come back, like you'll only have spent like a couple hours on your spaceship,
U-turn.
but everybody else on Earth will have aged. So there you go.
You know,
True.
Tom-
Good one there, Andy. Yeah, everybody will still age.
Don't they
So
say
that's
Hey,
kind
but
of
I'm
like
not.
been to
So I don't
space?
give a shit. No, fuck it.
Don't they
that's
say
kind of like
anybody
traveling
who's
into
been
the
to space
future.
has travel time? Don't they
you
say
can
that?
time travel right now, people. You don't know about time travel right now?
How is it, drunk?
You just
Just
stand on.
walk out the door and come back in.
No, you stand on one side of where the fucking Eastern Standard Time to Central, and you take one step over, you've moved ahead an hour. Time travel, bitches.
And then you can go back an hour too, right?
Dan?
God.
I left Dallas and it was 10, and I got to Las Vegas and it was still only 9.
Right.
I'm turning my phone to drunk. It's not working.
Turn your phone sideways.
Turn sideways.
I'm trying to see drunk, but all I see is like half of him.
Turn your phone sideways.
Turn sideways. There, it'll flip up. Why ain't you flipped up?
Oh, you know why?
No.
Because you
You know
probably
how to
have.
rotate on.
Nobody
Yeah,
flipped up but me.
You
I'm
have
the
your
only-
screen locked.
Yeah, you have your
You have
screen.
your
locked.
screen
unlock.
You have to rotate it on.
Oh my gosh! So I was watching we were watching court today from Georgia, and the first guy like couldn't figure out how to hit his mute. They finally had to kick him off. Then there was an older lady who couldn't find out how to do. I mean, it's just funny watching these people in court.
Never did find it, did it?
No, they finally had to kick him off. Oh my! It's just funny watching these people try and figure out, and they're like, "Can you hear me now?" And they're like, "Yeah, we can still hear you." And they're like, "God damn it!"
Damn it!
It's just hilarious, right? Oh, and so so the same question that they ask in the state of Texas, they ask in the state of Georgia, which I'm surprised. They kept asking everybody, "Are you a U.S. citizen?"
Yeah, what was up with that? I didn't know that was legal.
Maybe they're required to by federal law.
Maybe
inquire immigration status.
Maybe. Well, like, so we watched a back episode of the Texas one, and the lady said, "Well, I asked you this because if you're an illegal, then I'll help you find a proper attorney to help you get your immigration status." That's what she said on hers today. So. But then when I heard him asking that in Georgia too, it's different. And holy shit, Georgia does not play around. People were getting they're getting a year in jail for stealing $300 worth of stuff from Walmart. In California, you steal $300 worth of shit, they don't even arrest you.
Yeah.
They just let you go. But in Georgia, they send you to jail for a year for $300. This guy had stolen $300 from Walmart, and he got a year in jail. I was like,
and you see these people in New York that in California and take big old garbage bags in and fill them up and walk right out.
Right.
No big deal. As long as it's under $9.50.
And it's funny because Sneaky Pete, the judge that I found, was only like a few miles from his house. So it was actually his county. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. He's like, I know this. I know that Walmart, or I know this place.
Yeah.
Then there was the best one of all today, though, was the woman at the very end who got arrested for playing with herself in the waiting room at the emergency room.
Really?
She got arrested for indecent exposure because she
wanted people
to notice her.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was, and I'm not joking. I am not joking. In fact, let me see. While you guys talk, I'll find it real quick. I'll find it. I'll even play it for you guys again.
Yeah, you gotta find it because I missed this. I was working all day today.
I missed it too. I must have tuned out for a bit.
Oh, you're always tipping out.
Oh, shut up. I was just waiting for that.
Well, if I wouldn't say it, who would?
The heck?
Well, Trade's here.
What's up,
Give him a
Trade?
second. Say hi.
Is he recovered from his motorcycle accident yet?
Why don't you get on and answer?
Yeah, he raced the other day.
Yeah, he's doing really good. He raced a couple weeks ago. Well, he can tell you, but he didn't do too bad. The jump kind of took him by surprise, so he bypassed that. Said something about launching him 40 feet in the air, and he just wasn't ready.
Right.
So,
Evil would have done it.
Well, he doesn't ride the track like for a few hours before the race. Oh, he
did.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He did.
Hey, you ain't gonna give me a track that I ain't never been on and have me race on it. Fuck no.
All right, I think I found it.
What was that?
Okay, Mr. Glaze,
he got the whole twice
with Ms. Brown, all of her rights
and options
one
in that one in that group.
I did, Your Honor.
Yeah.
And
okay, hold on.
Are you satisfied that she
fully fast forward it? Oh, here's where.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride a track line for at least an hour before I felt like I'd be willing to try anything cautious. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It is scary. I mean, driving one of those is pretty damn scary.
He said he'd be dead after an hour.
He'd be dead after an hour? Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to share this video with you guys so you guys can hear it.
Okay.
Let me play it.
Basis for the plea, please.
God, zoom out, Ramona. Oh,
in case ending in 02375, officers responded on June 4th, 2022 to 11 Upper Riverdale Road, which is Southern Regional Hospital. Officers did speak with the security guard there, who indicated that he noticed while coming out of the office that the defendant was playing with her vagina while in the emergency room lobby.
Whoa. Wow. Yeah, you guys just heard that. Hold on, let me play it again.
Out of the office that the defendant was playing with her vagina while in the emergency room lobby.
Whoa.
Loudly.
I couldn't hear it.
To the bathroom. You got freaking fingers. Why you got to do it right there in the lobby? Gee.
I missed it. I couldn't hear it.
Oh, here. Okay. Did you click on watch
She was
stream?
beating off. She was pleasuring herself in the lobby.
All right, hold on. I'll play. Can you see where my screen share is, Willow?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you
Yeah.
hear this? Watch. I'll play it one more time.
What did you on the?
That the defendant was playing with her vagina while in the emergency room lobby.
Whoa. Did you hear it that time?
Yeah. Whoa.
Exactly. The lady's like, I wasn't doing that. It's like, that's not what the cop said.
Well, then she like was arguing with the judge too. She's like, I did what?
Right? She's like, I didn't do that, Judge. Well, why would they say you did it then?
Mm-hmm.
What'd she do?
Played with herself.
She was playing with herself in the lobby of the emergency room.
Oh.
Where have you been all this last 2 minutes?
Well, I didn't press the little button where I could hear it.
See,
Oh. Well, gosh
see
darn
what
it.
happened was she wanted a sterilized dildo, but they didn't sell them there at the ER.
No, you get those for free from the Democrats, you know? Go to a women's march, and they'll give you all kinds of
That's
them.
the crack pipes that you get.
Yeah, they do double
So-
duty. They're double duty.
So what did she do? She was playing with herself in the waiting room?
Yes, the
Yeah.
emergency room. Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Didn't she slap a lady after that too?
Yeah, then
Aren't
she
there-
went and she slapped a lady
Slapped that old
afterwards.
lady, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it somebody else she slapped?
No, she
I
slapped
mean,
that old
not
lady.
too long
Probably drunk.
ago, not too long ago,
Was
I
she
talked to somebody that said that she played with herself during an interview.
Who said that?
I'm not going to say.
Well, why would you say something like that and then say, "Oh,
I'm not
well,
gonna
I
say
can't
it."
tell you who"?
Right, don't you hate it
Well,
when
I'm
people
just
do that
saying,
to you?
there's a reason why I wasn't too surprised by that. Like, they were playing with themselves in the waiting room. Like, oh, okay.
Don't you hate that
Even
when
if
people
you
come
heard
up
it
to you
before,
and,
you'd still be surprised.
right?
Yeah.
But I hate that people come up, hey, I got it. Oh man, if you only knew what happened today, well, tell me. I can't tell you. Don't you just
Well,
want to strangle yourself? Don't fucking
sometimes
mention it to me.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, bam, bam, bam.
Shut up, then.
Yeah, sneaky
I
pieces.
mean, maybe trying to reach out too much, but I think ladies can do it more secretively than guys can. You just like cross your legs and
Yeah.
like swing them one way, right? Am I wrong?
Oh, Oh, yes. It's especially on the airplane. I've gotten in trouble for it on the airplane before. So yeah. I'm not gonna
Come
lie.
on,
Wait a
ladies.
minute.
You know.
I'm lost here. What did you
got in
just
the
ask?
towel for
I
playing
don't
with
know.
yourself
I
on
Exactly what
I
you
was
want.
wrong.
All right. So me
I
and my
thought you ladies could cross your legs, and when you see a lady like kicking their leg, it's like they can they're kind of like they can get it going. No, maybe. Okay.
Maybe if you're really horny that you haven't had it in a while. I mean,
There were
that you
pictures.
might get that little click getting excited, but I don't know.
It started.
I had a really crazy girlfriend, and she liked it. Like one day we were at the pier, out in Santa Barbara, and we did it there.
Just be horny.
So then, like, we're on the plane going to Alaska, and we're just boarded the plane. And she's like, she got me excited, so we started messing around a little bit. And all of a sudden, I get a tap on my shoulder, and like, sir, what kind of sandwich would you like for lunch? And I had to go like this. Yeah, I'll take the ham and cheese. So then we decided to
I
go.
don't even know what to say to that.
So then we took it to the bathroom, right? So then I get out of the bathroom, and she's like, you go out first. So I leave, and there's this long line of people waiting to get in the bathroom, and I'm just like, oh, shit. And this guy goes to grab the door, and I was like, sir, you got to wait a second. And he's like, what? I'm like, there's somebody still in there. And all of a sudden, this guy like starts smiling. He's like, there is? I was like, yeah. So then my girlfriend walks out, and then you hear this little kid say, Mommy, how come those two were in the bathroom together?
Handicap, motherfucker.
Hey, I was young and we were into, exciting, that was like a turn on, And then we messed up in Vegas, when we got to our hotel room in Anchorage, we had one of those hot tubs in our room, and we put the whole bottle of freaking bubbles in there. We flooded our room.
Oh my gosh. I bet the cleaning ladies love that.
Probably.
I've been to the bathroom on an airplane, and no, I'm not trying to do that in there.
Well,
Unless
it's like
I'm
a thing.
just get like full body cramps. I just come out just like
yeah, exactly.
It's a thing. You gotta
3,000 mile club, motherfucker.
You gotta join the Mile
You're
High
gonna be
Club.
hurting for 3 days.
Digga's not saying
I
shit
am.
because Digga's hit that mark too. Digga's joined the Mile High Club. I'm sure her and her husband have
Well,
tried
I'm married. I'm allowed to be.
See? Well, wait. What is being married? What's the difference? Why can't I? Just because I wasn't married?
Just because I'm a lady. I don't do that stuff.
That's right.
What are you
I
saying?
don't do that
Are you
single
saying
stuff.
she wasn't a lady? Well, to be honest with you, she had to call, she did have a boyfriend at the time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, go there. Don't even go. You're not talking about me, are you?
I'm talking about this girl. I'm talking about this girl.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry.
That was the greatest part of it, because wherever we went, she didn't want her boyfriend to find out, so she would pay her own way. When we went to Alaska, I didn't have to buy her ticket. We went down to Mexico. She paid her own ticket to Mexico because she didn't want her boyfriend to find out. And the funny part of it all is he knew the whole time. Because I talked to him about it one day.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what he told? Because she was an Indian motorcycle calendar girl, and she worked at Safeway, which is like a grocery store here, right? She was a cashier. But I was like, dude, you don't mind her cheating? I said, I'm the other guy, so I don't care. I know what I'm into. You're the one actually dating her and got to do all the boyfriend shit. And he's like, Eddie, I could never ever get a model, so I'm not gonna. She can do whatever she wants. And I was like, damn, you got some low self-esteem, bro.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's how bad a self-esteem this guy had.
Yeah.
He knew about
That's
me.
too bad.
And we lived in the same apartment complex. That's how I met her. I had a key to her apartment, but he didn't. And he was her boyfriend. She called me up one day, and I was like, or she texted me, and I was like, hey, I thought you were at the movies with your boyfriend. She's like, I am, but he cooked this really good dinner, so I left you a plate in the oven.
Oh, Jesus.
And my garage was right underneath her bedroom window, and I had a real loud muffler on my car, so she would always know when I got home. And he even told me one day, he's like, yeah, I know what car's yours because she would always smile when she'd hear your muffler when you came home. Still to this day, if I were to walk in the Safeway, right? If
I don't know, I'd be kind of uncomfortable.
You or me, or you or him?
But
yeah.
No, I would be like if I were if I had been in your position there, Eddie, I'd been like, ooh, this is weird.
A little creepy.
Not really, because
So,
I
for
wasn't
this
her
trans that you-
boyfriend. I didn't have to do any of the boyfriend responsibilities, I didn't have to cuddle her to bed. I didn't have to take her out to dinner. I didn't have to do none of that shit. All I would do is call her up, say I'm home, and she'd come over, we'd have sex, and then she'd go back home. That was the greatest time of my life.
And I'm not at all, by the way, I don't know, I'm not judging you on that either, because actually, when I was in the Air Force, there were this bartender we were kind of, fuck buddies, whatever, but she was married. So
See, she wasn't married. I wouldn't do it. A married woman, I would not do it to. But she wasn't married. They were just boyfriend and girlfriend, and he was never home. So.
I don't think I've ever had one of them.
A Sancho?
Is that what it's called? A fuck buddy?
Yeah, that's and that's the Mexican slang for it, Sancho or Sancha. Sancha is the girl. Sancho is the boy.
Okay.
I mean, I
I'm
don't know.
my bedtime. I'm zoning out, guys.
I was like 20. I was 20 some odd years old. I mean, you know, when you're 20, you don't think about stuff like that. You're just having
Yeah,
fun.
I would say I was 22, so.
Right.
I'm lucky I'm still alive through my 20s.
And plus, like, that's when I did my construction, and I was like really strong, and I was carrying pipes every day and stuff. And like her boyfriend knew that I would.
Oh
kick his
yeah,
ass
you're
if he
carrying
even
them
pissed me
pipes, all right, weren't you, Eddie?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the 6-inch pipes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was laying the pipe. Well, dude, so like, I would only spend 3 months on each hotel. So I would show up, do my job for 3 months, and they'd ship me off to another city or another state. And so I just traveled nonstop, you know. So you're just finding new girls wherever the hell you went. I was having fun.
Hey, when you want that strange stuff, that's the best kind of job to have. Never
Right.
there long enough to make any amends.
Nope. Nope. I can only imagine how many little Eddies are running around across this country.
Oh my God.
Well, you'd think you'd know by now, right?
Probably, yeah. You would think so.
At least if there was one.
Oh, you still got one up there.
A little
floating
cute little
around
Eddie
somewhere.
running around.
He just floating around there.
Rolling around on his mobility scooter, you know. So
Here we go.
when I was in college, we had
Dancing Eddies.
when I was in
A
college.
little crip dance.
Oh.
You know, tell my bloods.
Oh.
When I was in college, we had to do a 3-minute section on some kind of like a daytime show. So we chose
A
to
3-inch section. Oh.
So we did a Maury Povich, right? We had my friend Monique. She she was on the show, and she was the mom trying to find her dad. And so we had my other friend Eddie. He used my wheelchair, so he's sitting there up on the stage, right? And they're like, "Well, Monique, we're gonna do the DNA test." So for the DNA test, we put my friend Eddie in a wheelchair. We took a cotton swab, and we videotaped me swabbing the wheelchair. Right. And then so for the baby, it was it was a stuffed animal, and I bought a little play wheelchair, and we put the stuffed animal in the wheelchair. And so my friend Eddie's like, "That's not my kid. I got a black wheelchair. He's got a blue wheelchair."
Oh.
I'll have to find the video. It's pretty funny. We kind of got in trouble for it too, because they said we crossed the line a little bit. You know, but they said we couldn't make that joke. They got mad at us for making the joke about I use a black wheelchair and he has a blue wheelchair. That's what we got in trouble for. So
It wasn't like you had a black wheelchair and a white wheelchair, and you're like, and white is clearly better, you know, or something like that.
Yeah, we didn't say that. You know, we used black and blue. Oh my gosh! And what did we name the kid? I forget. We named a kid that had something to do with being in a wheelchair. I forget what we called him. I don't know, but it was just totally funny. And my friend, he was really good at the host, you know. Monique, she did a really good. Oh, it was Monet, not Monique. Monet did a really good job. You know, and he's like, "Hi, Monet, you're on our show for the 45th time, trying to find out who's the father of your child." Because I mean, some of those girls have been on there 18, 19 times, and they still haven't found the dad.
Yeah, there's that one girl. Was she on like 17 times?
Something like that.
And she just went running out screaming. She just gave up. She don't know who's.
Maury, I guarantee he's the dad. Maury, I guarantee.
I couldn't believe it. I was flicking through it. I'd seen it and I stopped and I just started to watch it. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? You don't even know the men you're laying with? I mean.
Oh, come on, guys. You don't honestly don't think that these things are real anymore. This is Jerry Springer.
Oh, I love Jerry. I loved watching the Jerry Springer show.
Oh God.
Alina is it?
Hey, he's a judge now.
That's like WWE, man.
Hope, have you ever met Jerry Springer? He was
Totally
the mayor.
real.
Was he the mayor of Cincinnati
Totally
or the mayor of Cleveland?
He was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Did you ever meet him?
No. I'm in
Okay.
Columbus.
I know, but you've met some famous people in your life in politics, so I thought.
It's true. No, not Jerry Springer.
Well,
Jim DeMint. That's one, Digga, that I was trying to think of that I met when I was in D.C.
Who's that?
Do you guys remember him? Jim DeMint?
Wasn't he the guy like
Sounds familiar.
the
Conservative.
he got into an issue with being in Argentina with his girlfriend or something like that?
Oh, he's from South Carolina.
No. That. Yeah.
He was
That
elected
was
to
somebody.
the Senate.
There's somebody else from South Carolina, though, right?
Yeah, South
Yeah,
Carolina.
I met him at the 2009 March on Washington. Or
Wow.
2000. I don't know. One of those 2 years that I went. I think it was 2009.
Now, what was
I
that
got to
march
meet him.
about?
That was the Restoring Freedom and petitioning Congress about the Affordable Care Act. We were marching against all that garbage.
But
Right after Obama was sworn in January, we were there in February. February?
You know
I think it was
that,
the end of January,
end of
probably.
that
It was.
oh, sorry.
I think September when we went. 2009 September.
Oh, wow.
So that was the march.
Bandit says there's nothing wrong with Ohio except the snow and the rain. So, Obamacare was supposed to make sure there's health care for everybody, right? So when I was married back then and my wife had insurance through her company, the only reason I liked her having that job, she didn't make any money, but she had insurance for both of us. And we get a letter from her company and says, well, since Obamacare is around, all spousal and child insurance is now going away. So I lost my insurance due to Obamacare.
We did too. Everybody moved out of our state. We were left with like two choices. One was welfare, and one was and then Kaiser, but the other one I think was Blue Shield. But I mean, hundreds of providers left our state all overnight.
Yeah. See,
Wow.
and I'm, I used to like Kaiser, but I hate them now.
Yeah.
What's up, Larkin?
Mark Sand was the guy I was trying to think of.
Right on.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah,
Mark Sanford. He was the one who went. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I have 2 surgeries. Well, they call them surgeries. I don't know if they're surgeries or they call them, but I'm having 2 surgeries this month and next month. Not
For
gonna
what?
be fun. I've been having trouble with my bladder, and like people with spina bifida, they're like, "How come you don't cath every day?" And I'm like, "You're not sticking no catheter up my dick every time I gotta pee," because I've had over 60 operations, right? So every time they put a catheter inside of you, it scratches going all the way up and it scratches going all the way down. So it causes scar tissue. So when you've had more than 60 of them, I have scar tissue in there. So the last time they tried to put a camera up me, I already knew it hurt because I had it before. And the doctor wouldn't give me any pain meds. So I took 4 oxycodones, I ate 3 edibles, and I was drunk. And so the doctor's like, "Wow, Eddie, you look like you're feeling good." I'm like, "I'm telling you, doctor, this is going to hurt." He's like, "No, it won't." So he had my wife, who weighed 240 pounds, and another nurse who was just as big as my wife, holding each arm down, right? As soon as he put that camera up, I lifted both my wife and the nurse up and threw them off of me, and they almost hit the wall. That's how much pain I was in. And the doctor kept going. And finally, he's like, "Look, here's some of the problems." He's showing my wife. He's like, "Look, Miss Block, here's some of the problems." And I'm like, "Are you done looking?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just showing your wife the problem." I said, "If you don't take the fucking camera out right now, I'm going to knock you the fuck out." All of a sudden, he went real quick. But the doctor told me he would never do that to me again because I get so much pain out of it. So this time, they're going to put me to sleep. So they got to knock me out. So they call it a surgery.
Yeah.
And then I did some colon cancer screening, and they found something. So now I got to go get a you know what I'm talking about. Colonoscopy. So I got to go get that.
Colonoscopy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Maybe you got one of those no urethras. You got to nail your urethra, boy.
You know,
Damn it, Bobby.
They're bringing that show back.
Yeah.
He's stuck on.
That'd be cool. That was a good show.
Yeah, I think they're bringing it back. But yeah, so I got to get screened for cancer, and I got to get screened. And the doctor's like, well, eventually you're going to have to cath. I'm like, I'll piss my pants every day before I cath. That's what diapers are for. There's no way in hell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, most
not
of the
sticking
people,
anything up there.
Yeah, most of the people that cath every day, they're disabled and they can't feel that region of their body. Me, I can feel every bit of it. So, no, thank you.
The only thing with that, Eddie, is when you start getting in your late 40s, and if there's cancer in the family, you should always get it checked out.
Well, I tried to, but
especially
Kaiser
guys
wouldn't do it.
in your what's that thing guys have that girls don't have? Besides your
prostate.
Prostate, that's it. Prostate.
Well, I tried. I kept asking my Kaiser doctor, and he wouldn't do it. He's all, well, we're busy with COVID.
Your prostate should be a yearly. I know. I get hassled every year about it.
No.
And let's start at 50.
Good friend that died just
but if
3 weeks ago from prostate cancer.
Oh.
All I know is if when I get it checked, I always check the doctor's fingers. I'm like, how big are your fingers over there?
Ew.
Well, that's what they stick
well,
up
they
there.
Well, they also have that new shit now to where you just put it in a bag and mail it.
No, that's what I took. That's what I did.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they found out there was something wrong. So that's why they said there's something showing up in the test, and I have to go get tested for cancer.
Oh, I bet you had blood in your stool.
That might be it. Yeah. Who knows?
Probably no. It'll be good. It'll be fine.
I'm not worried.
Sure.
They're probably just doing it to play it safe because it's probably been forever when to have it done.
Yeah. Well, they're not ready for me to hop into heaven yet.
Could be a moth.
Could be a moth.
Be a fly or.
Yeah, you know. I stick that stuff up my ass all the time.
Could be a leftover rubber that never got all the way out.
You never know what.
You know what, Diggle Warp? Or read between the lines, like my mom used to say, read between the lines.
Here it comes. There it comes. Oh, God.
I was being polite.
You were being polite, saying there might be a condom stuck up there?
That was.
Think about it. Can you imagine?
Is that what she...
Yeah, that's what she said. There might be a condom stuck up there, Eddie.
Oh, I didn't get.
Well, you know, at least you're being safe in using them. I mean.
No, fuck you too, Andy.
You know.
Can you imagine when colostomies first came out? People in San Francisco are like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go get me a colostomy."
Oh yeah.
Can I have another?
I really don't understand that. How does that feel good to people?
Small.
Some people like that stuff. How do they like that? I just don't understand. That's
drunk.
Drunk just doesn't even know what to say.
He does.
What are you talking about?
You better know what we're talking about because you're almost getting up there too, young man.
No, he had it done already. He told me. He told me what to expect.
Yeah, you're not getting how you won't even know it. When you wake up, you'll be feeling all fresh. Oh, yeah.
I had to fart on them before I left. They're like, you got to pass gas before you leave. And I was like,
thanks, Paul. What did you do? What in the world? Yeah. What are you drinking from there, Hope? What are you drinking?
It was cran pineapple juice.
Okay, I was going to say, is she drinking wine from a freaking cardboard cup?
Not cardboard. That's a Coca-Cola cup.
Oh, that's her actual cup. I see. Okay. Never mind. I'll shut up.
yeah.
How dare you question her, Eddie?
I had wine from a wine glass yesterday. It was peach wine, okay?
Did you guys ever watch that grumpy old men movie?
Oh, God.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Grumpy Old Men? Oh, my gosh. It's the funniest shit in the world.
Oh, you have to see 1, 2, and then 3. You have to
There's
see
a
them in
third one?
order.
Oh, I'll have to watch it.
Anyways, these two old men, they hate each other. And they live right across from each other. But I think it's the first movie where Sophia Loren comes into the picture. And so the guy's going on a date with her.
No,
and he's like,
I thought it was Raquel Welch.
No, it's Sophia Loren.
No, it's the other one. Neither one of them. It's the other one.
It's Sophia, the hot Italian girl, Sophia Loren.
Oh, that's right. She
Glenn
played.
Glory?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sophia.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Sophia
it
Loren.
would be one of them because it's what Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon too. I mean, I know it's like a movie that's on my list to see totally.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
You
You
know.
have to watch it.
And it was Jack Lemmon's. Jack Lemmon. It was his wife. She played his husband.
Yes, eventually. Yeah, eventually they got married.
He
Yeah.
played his husband.
Yeah, she
Okay,
played his
got it,
wife.
got it.
She played his wife. But I mean, he showed up. He's like, I brought you.
That's the important part.
But I mean, this lady's from Italy, and she likes real expensive Italian wine. And he shows up with a box of Franzia wine.
God,
But you'll like it.
I've never drank wine out of a box.
You never had wine out of a box before? Uh-oh, Gra's
You,
here.
Gra.
You're old. And then, like, this
I'm-
other episode, right, or another part of the movie, you know who Burgess Meredith is, right? He was the coach in Rocky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mr. Penguin himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the penguin.
Penguin.
So he's in the movie, right? And
You probably don't remember that, Eddie.
I don't. That's a long time ago.
In Batman and Batman, like the original
original?
TV series
Yeah.
Batman.
Oh wow.
That's
But like
Batman.
Heck yeah, I like the original better than the newer ones. But he's sitting there, right, and they're talking about his diet, and he's fishing, and the son's like, Dad, you need to eat better, and he's like, I do eat good, son. I have bacon for breakfast, I have a bacon sandwich for lunch, and I drink my dinner. He's on. I'm 97 years old. God Rides a Harley says, Gra says, Franzia wine is awesome.
Do you remember those big jugs that had the big bottom, big round,
Yeah,
and then
Gallo.
the skinny neck, and it was
Is
like
it
a
Gallo?
gallon?
Aren't they called Gallo?
What was
wine?
that called?
We used to drink that.
Livingston?
Was it Gallo?
I think
Was
it
that
Gallo,
it?
Yeah.
We used to drink that as a kid because you could buy,
Nasty.
you could buy it for like $3 or $4 and get drunk off your ass.
Yeah,
I remember.
Farm or MD2020.
Well, the gypsies here would drink.
I heard somebody talking about big
We had a-
jugs. I missed the rest though.
Big what?
I heard
Wine.
someone talking about
It was
big,
wine.
big jugs.
Yeah, we're talking
I
about
missed the
wine.
rest.
We're talking about wine.
Just wine.
Sorry to disappoint you.
We used to drink that, or like you could buy a King Cobra 32 ounce for 99 cents, so we would drink that. Or Boone's Strawberry Hill, like Digga said, Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
Mad Dog.
Now,
One time.
I used
That's
to
all
have
you need, one
parties.
time.
So
Oh
what we
my
would do
God,
at my
I used to
parties,
get shit-faced on that.
you get a big, huge trash can, and you start throwing watermelon. You cut up watermelon. You start
Yeah.
throwing oranges in there, apples,
Yeah.
bananas.
Jungle
There ain't
juice.
alcohol in it.
Right? You put a whole bunch of mix, Kool-Aid mix in there, and you just take bottles and just full bottles of alcohol in there.
Oh,
We used to take.
we'd call it jungle juice.
Yeah, that's what we call it too. It's jungle juice. Heck yeah.
Yeah, we did that all the time. All
When
the
us
time.
girls get together, we
And
go
we did
and
the vodka bottle in the watermelon. That was good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You ever did that where you cut a hole in a watermelon and put a fifth of vodka and just let it seep in? Oh my God, that's good.
Freaking
That's
the worst stuff I've ever had was in
Instagram.
jail. What's that, Digga?
Which one?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the worst stuff I ever had was in jail. We made pruno in jail, and like we're in a big jail cell and we had 2 showers, right? And they were single showers. So every time the guards are coming, like, man, you guys always have your shower. Somebody's always in the goddamn shower in here. Well, it's because that's where you keep the pruno in the shower because it helps it ferment better or whatever. So you go down and you eat your food, You bring back any kinds of oranges and bread, and then you throw all that shit in a trash bag. You fill it up with water, and you put some sugar in there, and it turns into alcohol. So we were making it because I was actually in there for the Super Bowl. So the guards came by on Super Bowl day, and we're all just shit-faced drunk watching the Super Bowl in jail. It was the worst shit you ever tasted. Everybody got the runs from it, but we got drunk as hell.
Oh, I can imagine that hangover. Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah, because the bread is the yeast.
Yeah, that's how you.
Well, it's got sugar in it. Yeah, it feeds it.
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah. So that's how. If you want to know how you make gel or booze gel, and every time we got raided, we only had the bag big enough. We'd put it in the bottom of the trash can, and you put another bag on top of it. So they never found it. I'm surprised. They never found our booze. We were freaking out.
Probably didn't smell it.
No, you keep it in the bag, and we kept it in the shower where the vent was above the shower, so the smell just kept going straight out the vent in the shower.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, we never got caught.
That makes sense.
It was great.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. It's way past my bedtime. I stayed up way past my bedtime.
Well, you having fun with friends. Pretty soon hopefully we're going to Vegas this year. We got to start planning that quick.
Yeah, I hope we do too.
I don't think we're going to be able to make it. Well, we'll see, but doesn't look good.
Maybe we should do the trip to Portland then instead.
We'll
then
see.
We can go stay at Digga's we can stay at Willow's house. Why don't we just go camping at Willow's house?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Everybody.
Quit calling it Portland. Everybody thinks that I live in Portland. I don't live in Portland.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not telling them where you
Washington.
live. I know that, but I'm just saying you live by Portland, and we could go. Willow has like her front
By
lawn. We could put like 30, 40 tents out there easily.
Oh, easy. Yeah, we've had probably 20 trailers and several tents and a couple of people just laying on the ground. So
I get the bedroom. I already
sure
call
what
it.
they were
If we're
doing,
staying at Willow's
but-
house, I call the bedroom. Me and
Guys,
Donnie.
have a good night.
All right, good night.
All right,
Bye,
good night.
Exactly.
Love you guys.
All right, now that you're here,
Okay.
Andy, I wanted
See
to
you
ask you a
later.
question.
Night.
Talk to you later.
Now that we have Andy, we didn't talk.
Night.
We wanted you for the subject earlier. What do you think about the CERN collider and what they're doing right now? Do you know what they're doing right now?
What is that?
What I mean?
Do you know what the CERN hydrogen collider
they've
is?
been looking for the Higgs boson. I know. So
Well, what they're doing right now is they're turning it up and using the most power they've ever used ever, and they're gonna run it for 4 years straight, using like what was it? Hold on, let me look. I think I might still have it up here. They're gonna be using 13.6 trillion electron volts, running it 24 hours a day for 4 years. A lot of people are worried, saying they're gonna make a black hole, which I don't think they'll make that. But
no, they're not going to do that.
what if they create an energy that's gonna all of a sudden now we can use it to space travel and stuff like that? That's kind of
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, the idea is they can just they find the smaller and smaller particles and figure out how exactly quarks work and the various other subatomic particles they go after. And I don't know. I mean, the standard model is interesting. It's got a lot of accuracy to it. It's not perfect. Like there are things that some of the experiments that they do kind of tend to point away from what we have as the standard model, but it doesn't but we still, the standard model is kind of the best we have, so we still kind of work on it, but we know there's something not quite right with it.
But does that worry you about how much energy they're going to create and what we could? I mean,
no, because I should say it was like 13.6 TeV, tera electron volts. So that's trillion.
Yeah.
That's really not that much. I mean that's a lot of energy to be able to impart to a single particle, but as far as
so you don't think it's going to make a big boom?
I think it would be. I think it no. I mean, it would be a well, like if you got into if you stepped into that being, I think you probably vaporize. I don't think either that or you die a horrible death anyway. It wouldn't be pleasant if you could get into the beam, but but it's not. It's not something that like. Even if it could create a black hole, it would be a black hole that's so small it would evaporate almost immediately.
I got you.
Because black holes evaporate over time, actually. And then the smaller they are, the faster they evaporate. So something at the type of scale that they would be able to create it would be gone in like a microsecond.
Right on. Well, and that's what most people are worried about. But what I'm worried about is what if we learn to develop and harness this power, right? Nuclear power bombs are already bad enough. What are the somebody's going to use it for bad, right? So what I'm worried about is
there's already like, well, if we could create like an antimatter bomb, that would be immensely more powerful than any nuclear weapon. But I mean, it would be finding energy source. I mean, it's about being able to produce and consume energy. So that's like I think that's the actual way you define how wealthy a society is by how much energy they can consume and productively consume. And so like, so you talk about how the US is like, we're the biggest polluter in the world, greenhouse gases per capita and everything, but it's because we're also the wealthiest people in the world. And so we basically have access to a lot more energy for a lot cheaper than what other people have access to, and that's really the measure of it. So, so if they find a new source of energy through it that is like revolutionary, that actually would make it would actually be good. I mean, it could make the whole world a better place by if everybody had access to cheaper energy, then you start losing some of the reasons to fight wars and stuff like that. I mean, it would be something kind of organic that would allow people to just,
Yeah. Well, Gross says
live better lives.
Yeah, Gross says it amazes him that people think they're smarter than these people saying that the place is going to blow up. He calls bullshit. Brad says they're literally trying to recreate the Big Bang. So I do see how thinking there could be a problem is dumb, although I don't believe in the Big Bang Theory anyways, because God is in control. So, I mean, when you think about it that way.
But, yeah, I mean, there's no way to, like, verify what exactly happened at the Big Bang. That's just it's all conjecture at this point. But I mean, you would have to have all the mass in the universe compressed into a single point to cause the Big Bang, I guess. According to what we would even think about it. So there's nothing that CERN could possibly do that would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about like just, even if it's like 1 million protons and 1 million antiprotons, circling around each other in opposite directions. That's usually how they do that. That's
Biden?
nothing.
Biden's in the house. Right on. I just like, I've been watching the show I've been most recently watching is called The 100. And it's all about people, they've been living in space for 100 years because we started using nuclear bombs in the world, and we destroyed the world to radiation, so they couldn't live on Earth anymore. So it makes
kind of like WALL-E, right?
Huh?
WALL-E.
Kind of like WALL-E.
Is that what WALL-E was about? I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched it. How old is that movie?
Like what? 2006 maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Hello, Lottie. Lottie Dottie, we likes the body.
Well, you guys, a good night. I'm gonna sign off.
Hey, real quick, what time does it get? You're up in the Pacific Northwest, so I know it gets darker later. What time does it get dark over there? Because I'm looking out your window and it looks pretty light still.
Beautiful out. It's about, what time is it?
It's 8:30. 8:39. 8:39.
About 10 o'clock, 10:15.
10:15.
It's completely dark.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Right on. Almost like Anchorage.
Yeah. Yeah. It gets about 4:15, 4:30. Starts to get light. in the.
I wouldn't know. I don't wake
So
up that early.
at least I can. But you guys have a good night.
All right, good night, Willow. Thanks for
Yeah,
showing.
I'm gonna head out.
You too. Good night.
Drunk Uncle's gonna get out of here too. I think next. You got to go to work.
Yeah, I gotta head out too.
Gosh darn it! Well, then
Adios, party people. Meow, 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 stuff.
There you go. And, well, he left already, but so just so you guys know, most likely on Friday, we are going to have a transgender person here that you can ask any question you like. We're just asking you be respectful.
I will not be here, so.
You're not. Are you going to be on vacation already, or are you just not going to be here because of that person's going to be here?
No, I'll be on an airplane probably about the time you're. I forget exactly what. I should figure that out. What time exactly I'm leaving, but I know I'm landing in Orlando at like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah.
So
wow. You'll be on the flight already. You'll be on the flight. But
Yeah.
You know, I know some people are anti-transgender people. You know, I'm not. I'm just. You know, we're gonna give this person a chance to talk. I hear they're pretty patriotic. So. And hey, if somebody's going to give me a chance to ask them questions that I've always wanted to ask, I'm going to take advantage of it, you know? But, so, we are going to have a person on here, huh? What, Hope?
I said, oh, definitely. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
So I'd love to ask the person questions. If you guys want to ask questions, you can ask all the questions you like. All we're going to say is just be respectful. This person is really taking a risk coming in here. I know there's going to be trolls. But let's give this person a chance, you know? They're not pushing their agenda on us at all. They're just letting us ask questions. And they don't even have an agenda from what Drunk Uncle says. So. And Andy, his name is Andy.
Oh, okay.
Like Drunk Uncle was texting me today. He's like, well, Andy said he wants to tell a story on Friday. And I'm like, Andy's on the show almost every day. He can tell a story whenever he wants. He's like, no, Andy. And I'm like, Andy. He's like, my coworker, idiot, the transgender. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
So, and I was like, are you sure he wants us to call him Andy? He's like, yeah, that's not his real name anyways. I'm like, okay. So we're going to have a person who used to be female that transgendered into a male, and we get to ask him questions. You know, because think about, can you imagine how hard of a decision that would be to, well, the other way around, I can see hard. Cutting off your, you know what?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they said any questions available to ask. So, like, you can ask them whatever the heck you like. How did they do it? You know? You know, well, I guess they have erectile deficiency stuff, so I guess this person could maybe have sex still, I guess. I mean, I'm sure somebody's going to ask that question. I would. And we also told him, and he's fine with it, he is allowed to yell and say whatever he wants back to the trolls. So if you guys talk shit to him, he's going to talk shit right back, apparently. And Drunk Uncle says he's pretty damn good at it. So, I mean, it's a learning experience, right? You know, it's not my thing, but I have no trouble. And you know, if this person wants to speak to us, let's hear him out.
Hmm?
You know, it's not like we're gonna tell everybody to go get a sex change operation. You can paint a house a different color and shut. Yeah, that's true. That's the way I think, Anna. But you know, not everybody thinks the same. And, you know, you never know. We might learn something about him, and he might learn something about us. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Drunk Uncle says he looks like he's like a 14-year-old boy, though, because he can't grow the stubble. Like he's trying to grow stubble, but he can't. And he's only like 4'11". He's only like 4'11".
Oh, so about my height. Okay.
His real name is not Andy. It's actually, no, I was kidding. It's actually, oh wait, I almost said her real name too. Oops. It might be Hope. There we go.
No.
What did you send me the other day that had your real name on it? I forget. I was like, you know, you just sent me your real name. Because I don't like people to tell me.
Oh, I was, yeah, I was sending. It was just a message saying like, oh, like one time I'll be like watching Netflix and you'll be like, oh, like it's,
yeah,
I'm
that's right.
live.
You said your name. That's right. Yeah. Because
yeah,
I don't like people telling me their real name because a lot of people say, "Oh, Eddie, you dox people." It wasn't me doxing people. When you see somebody every day and you're like, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" and then you go on your show, it's hard to not say, "Hey, Mike."
Right.
Who's on? Is that me on Facebook? I think I'm on Facebook still.
It's not
Oh
me.
yeah, it's me. Oh, it's Linda Hannah. But I mean, so that's why I don't like people to tell me their real name because I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just, I see Andy every day.
And the thing is, I emailed you and you already had my real name, so.
Yeah, I did. But I try not to. I do that on purpose. I don't like knowing people's real names. Like Willow, I know her. I won't call her by her real name even in person. Drunk Uncle, when we're in person, I won't call him by his real name because I don't want to mess up on the show and say, "Hey,"
right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Although I think I probably call Andy by his real name, but
yeah.
But I mean, I know Paul Briegel. That's his real name, because his sister's name is Teresa Briegel and his brother's name is Eric Briegel, and they always put their name on here, so it's not like I'm ratting them out, Anyways.
Yep.
I just think it's really funny that one of the persons that yelled at me for doxing them. Who am I coming? Oh, it's a Hope. I don't know why I'm backtracking on here.
I think it's you're echoing off Hope's.
Yes, I don't know why though. Maybe I'm getting too loud. But anyways, one of the people that said I doxed them, I went back and watched the video and I have them on screen and they're like, "Yeah, look at my Telegram channel. My name is this. Come visit my Telegram channel." And it's like, you doxed yourself. You know Drunk Uncle's name, Paul? Oh, did you buy something? Maybe you bought something off of him. You know what they call?
I was just thinking, when I was in your Telegram chat, when you had Telegram, was my real name.
Oh, did you use your real name there? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they call the operation when a female wants to become a man? Addicted. Add a dick to me.
Add a dick to me. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know Gra doesn't care. When I'm driving to Gra's house and we're live streaming it, and Gra's in the chat room, and I was like, "Hold on, Gra, tell me when I'm close to your house so I can turn off the camera so nobody sees your house." He's like, "Fuck that! I want you to drive right up to my house with the camera on." And I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Can we also get your social security number, bank account numbers?
Yeah, I just want your social security number and your date of birth and
the three numbers on the back of your credit card.
Yep.
I still can't believe how many people fall for that when they get the phone call. Yeah, this is the IRS calling. Or what's even worse is, we're calling because we looked up your social security number and it told us that we can save you money on your student loans. And I'm like, "Oh, really? You can?" They're like, "Yeah, what's your social security number?" It's like, you just said you have my social security number. And then they're like, "Mr. Block, that's like the 7th time you've gave us the wrong number. Don't you remember your social security number?" And I finally said, "No, I'm just not that stupid enough to give it to you, you assholes." Then all of a sudden they go from being real nice to, "You motherfucker, I fucking come kill you, motherfucker," right?
Yeah, like I got a call once, and I accidentally answered it. Well, I was sort of expecting a call from a customer, so I answered it thinking it might have been them, but it wasn't. It was Bob from Microsoft. This thick, like Middle Eastern accent, and he's been calling about issues with my Microsoft computer, and I just laughed because I'm like, I mean, working in IT, I'm like, yeah, okay, I know what's going on here. So I laughed at him, and I was like, "Oh, okay, what's wrong with my computer?" And then he started swearing at me in his native language and hung up.
Yeah. It's funny when they get that bad,
Yeah.
Especially
like,
when you play with
you called me and you tried to scam me out of my money, and you have the balls to cuss me out. I was like, "You're lucky you're not in front of me right now."
Right.
There was somebody earlier this year that emailed my work, and they were trying to get like a new account like set up in one of our employees' names, and I mean, it looked almost legitimate, and then I was like, this isn't right, and then like they're like, oh, like, did you get it set up? And I said, oh, can I order pizza with the account information that you gave me? And there it stopped. It's like, I'm emailing for my work, so I have to be like, somewhat nice.
What's funny is, have you seen that one where they call the sheriff's department, and they're like, yeah, if you don't pay this bill, the sheriff's department's gonna be at your address within 30 seconds. And she's like, really? It was like a lady sheriff. She's like, I am the sheriff of so and so county, and I was in here, click.
Yeah.
Freaking scammers.
I mean, we have people trying to do that at our work too, or saying that, or trying to pretend like it's a message from our CEO and saying, need you to go buy this real quick. Yeah.
My I don't know if my ex-wife faked it, or I think she stole the money, right? She used her credit card from her company and went and bought a whole bunch of gift cards at Walmart. And then when she got caught, she's like, well, the CEO sent me an email telling me to go buy it. And she almost got fired. From what I understand through the underground is that she really fucking did it and stole the money. Because when we got divorced, she used to tell me, I used to ask her, I'm like, you have 2 degrees and you're making minimum wage. How are you going to afford to pay for our house and stuff if I die? And she's like, oh, I'll figure it out. Well, now that she's on her own, she still hasn't figured it out yet. So I heard that she stole the money from work to pay her rent one month. And
wow.
Yeah. And that's what and so she works for a liberal company, and she told him, she's like, oh, well, I got the email, and she had some guy make her a fake email that she was dating this guy online, and he made a fake email for her, and so she showed it to her work, and they believed it, and they didn't fire her. That's how stupid some of these liberal companies are.
Wow.
If that was my company, your ass would have been fired right away. There is no,
Yeah, you still can't. Yeah, that's. Nah.
Yeah. And then they gave her a raise right after. That's how dumb this company is. Yeah.
Well, maybe they were like hoping she wouldn't have to steal anymore if they gave her more money.
Oh, maybe. Well, Brownie.
I mean, you said it's a liberal company, right? So maybe that's the way they think about it. If we just paid them more, maybe they wouldn't steal.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's funny, when they raised minimum wage to $12 an hour, she was only making like $11.78, and so you figure since she was making more than minimum wage, they would have raised her to above minimum wage when the minimum wage kicked in. Nope, they just moved her up to the 12. They just moved her up to 12. I was like, and why are you still working in there? You don't even get insurance from this company. But I like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
That's what matters.
No, it was stupid. She spent she had to drive, half an hour each way to work. She spent like $20 in gas to go to a job where she made $40 over the day because she's only working like 4 or 5 hours a day. It doesn't make sense, but she did it anyway. So I'm like, after they take out taxes and everything, you're not making any money. That's why I'm paying all the bills.
Is what she's still doing now, though?
Yeah, she's still working there. Yes, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about her for a while now.
Okay.
So no, I paid her off. I got her out of my life and sold the house and said.
If she likes it, she likes it. I don't know why she would necessarily like it, but you get comfortable, I guess. So.
Yeah, she's one of those people that. Well, so she works at a homeless shelter, and all she does is sit there and watch and just make sure that the people don't do something wrong. That's her job. Basically, she sits there and watches YouTube all day.
Yeah. That's an easy job.
She got fired from her last job for watching YouTube and Netflix all the time, right? First day she gets this job, she's like texting me, and I'm like, aren't you at your new job today? And she's like, yeah, but there's nothing to do, so I'm watching YouTube. And I'm like, it's your first fucking day. She's like, well, my boss was watching YouTube, so I thought it's okay. I'm like, you don't get paid to watch YouTube. But they haven't fired her, so I guess it's okay at a liberal company.
Yeah.
I remember they were looking for a director, and I'm like, maybe I should apply for the director's position because they get like $300,000 a year, right? And she's like, you better not. I'm like, why? She's like, because I'd be the first person you fired. I said, yeah, you're right. You would be the first person I fired. I was like, I'd probably fire everybody there. And because they don't understand. This was before COVID, right? And there's like tons of people looking for work, and there's no jobs. I'm like, how many people I could fucking hire, right? I could probably hire a full company in like 5 minutes. There's that many people out there looking for work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we won $10 last night on the lottery. Yay, we're rich. Yay.
Oh, sweet.
What's up, Mr. P. Flyer?
Did anybody win it?
Yeah, somebody won the big one, I guess.
Oh.
I don't care if she's watching me. She's my ex-wife. She can go fuck herself. I hope
almost
so.
Won 500.
We almost won 500, so we were off by one number, maybe. Let her watch. She can look at my brand new freaking truck that I just bought. What's really funny is like, so I've been fighting the VA for 21 years, and I finally got the money from them just after it worked out perfectly. Just after my divorce was settled. So guess who I don't have to give half of that money to?
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
It was like perfect time.
I
was only divorced for a month, and I get the letter. Hey, you won your VA claim after 25 years.
So she couldn't possibly come back after it because you had sweet.
That's the first thing I asked my lawyer, even before the divorce. I'm like, hey, can you put in a stipulation that she can't come because I'm about to get some money from the VA, maybe. And she's like, oh, once the divorce is done, it's done. She can't come back to you ever again. And she's unless the judge extends the thing. So we're in the court, right? And the judge was like, Miss Block, we can settle this right here and now, or we can put it on for a 6-month deferment in case something changes. So you can, if he gets a better job. And she's like, he's on disability. He's not going to get a better job. I want it done now. And he's like, are you sure? And she's like, yes, I want it done. And so she signed the piece of paper. So once she signed that paper, it was done. She can't come back after that. Shit.
Sweet.
So God was looking out for me. He made me wait a little bit longer just so I didn't have to give her half. Because I already had to pay her for half of the house that I paid for. I had to give her Chevy Volt electric car that I paid for. So, yeah. I had to pay her a lot of money. It wasn't fun. Like the Volt, our car, we had like 6 months left on our car. And I told the judge, I'm like, well, she can't take it out of my name until she pays it off. I said, because I had to give her a deposit of $5,000. I was like, if I give her this deposit, can you force her to take the car out of my name and pay it off? And he's like, I sure can. So he wrote that in the judge's orders. So that worked out good for me too. So got that out of my name. Yeah, I don't want to ever get married again. I'm sorry, ladies. I just don't. It's too much of a hassle. Especially in California, it's half. Like I told my lawyer, I was like, but I paid for the house. I paid for this. I paid for that. And the lawyer's like, it doesn't.
I don't care.
The lawyer said, look, Eddie, if you murdered her dad and that's why she's divorcing you, she still has to give you half of everything. I was like, no way. That's California for you.
Yeah, that's just well.
And what's even funnier is my lawyer kept telling me, she's like, look, don't bring up the fact that she cheated on you. None of the judge will be pissed off if you do. Just leave it alone. It doesn't matter. And I wanted to say shit, right? I'm sitting there in court, and she's like, Judge, I know I cheated on him, and I'm just like, I looked at my lawyer, and my lawyer's like, did she really just admit that she cheated on you to the judge when she didn't have to? And I was like, oh yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. All the stuff she said in court. So thank God. Oh, and then get this. So her car was we looked it up, and her car was only worth like $5,000, right? And when you have to split the money, it's better for me the less the car or the more the car is worth, right? Because she was keeping the car, so that would be less that I owed her. And so we're like, and my lawyer's like, Judge, her car's valued at $4,900 and this and that, and she's like, no, it's not. It's worth $12,000. And so my lawyer's like, all right, we'll take her number. So she saved me She saved me what's that? That's $7,000 more. She saved me $3,500 I would have had to pay her. And then when we had the house appraised, she's like, the house isn't worth that much. It's only worth like this much. And my lawyer's like, we'll take her number on this one too. So she screwed herself out of she probably screwed herself out of like $20,000. Like $20,000. So.
Yeah, and then aren't Chevy Bolts? Aren't those the cars that can catch fire or something?
No,
or there's been an issue with them.
That's the Bolt, the B-O-L-T.
Those are the Leafs.
Oh, the Bolt. Oh, okay.
Was it the Leafs? I don't know. I know it's not the Chevy. I actually like that car. That was a badass car. It's hybrid. When I drove from California to, I drove up to near Chicago. I drove round trip about 2,500 miles, and I think I spent like $120 in gas. That's it.
Wow.
And that's because like in Colorado, when you're going down the hills, like I was dead empty, and I only buy Chevron or Shell, and the gas station was some cheapy gas station. I'm like, well, I'm not going there. And all of a sudden, I see next gas station 50 miles, and I'm looking at empty, and I'm like, oh fuck. And I was just about to turn around when I noticed it was all downhill. So I'm just going downhill, and my battery recharged all the way up to where I made it that 50 miles plus. Still had voltage.
Yeah.
So I love that thing.
Yeah, it's cool how you can like when you're up in the mountains and how good a mileage you can get when you start like heading down. You just you just let the car coast, and you're not using any gas when you're going downhill. And
well, and see, so it has these special brakes that regenerate power. So as you're going down the hill, even though you're not hitting the brakes, it's still the generator's working and regenerating the power.
Yeah, it's like reversing the kind of the magneto, and then it's charging the battery back up. And doggy.
Donnie's hungry. I think he's like, Dad, it's dinner time. Is it dinner time?
It's 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it is dinner time, huh? Is it dinner? Brownie's like, yep. Did you hear her? She barks. She agrees with you. Ho says, donate to my Cash App so I can get more grog pictures. What kind of grog pictures have you gotten?
Donate said, well, Grog said, donate to my Cash App. It's needed to pay Hope my blackmail payment for his tin hat picture. I have a few really good pictures that I just randomly drop in Wizzy's Discord chat, like when we're chatting, and then Kerfy will change her picture to be Graw, and it's good.
Oh my gosh! What monster? What big boy? Right on. Well, I think I am gonna go feed these guys in, because they're as you. Little brat. Did you guys see did you see the picture I posted of him on Discord last night? He takes up like my whole freaking bed now. So now
no, I missed that. I'll have to go take a look.
Now he's gonna jump up here. He tells me when he wants whatever the hell he wants. He's in charge. Huh, Donnie? He's like, well, you should have named me Donald J. Trump. I know I'm the president and I can do whatever I want. Huh.
Animals are so good at training their people. It's funny.
Right? Yep. I mean, look at you with your cats. I'm sure your cats have run all over you too, right?
Oh yeah, it's terrible. I tell them I don't like them, but they don't believe me.
They don't believe you, know?
I tell mine that I'm gonna sell her.
Yeah.
You're gonna sell her? Oh my gosh. So that's Panda. That's actually where Panda sleeps. So she gets mad when he gets up there. I think Panda's 10 years old. How old are you, Panda? Are you 10? I think she's 10. Brownie's like 8. Come on, Browners. She's 8. What?
Oh.
Brownie's a little brat, though. She's a thief. She will find, if you leave food somewhere, she'll find a way to get to it. And she will take it. Sage says, I came bearing waffles for Hope. Uh-oh, what kind of waffles?
Yeah, waffles are disgusting.
You don't like waffles?
You don't like waffles?
I don't like waffles. I don't like pancakes. I don't like cereal. I hate French toast. Yeah. Lizzie went to Waffle House today, and they were all like ganging up on me on chat.
Do you like omelets at least
like
or something?
That's
Okay.
very like I'm very, very picky about breakfast foods.
Really?
And breakfast can only be at breakfast time.
Really? So you can't go to IHOP at 2 o'clock in the morning and fucking eat IHOP?
No, why would I go to IHOP? I don't like pancakes.
They have stuff other than pancakes.
Well, yeah, you can get. I usually just get omelets there when I do go there, but
you get the Rudy
but I
Tooty
like
fresh
pancakes and French toast and biscuits and gravy and scrambled eggs and hash browns.
Yeah.
And bacon
I
and
love
sausage
French toast.
and.
Oh my gosh.
See, but I don't like I don't like the things that are soggy, like French toast,
like crepes?
cereal.
Oh, you soak it in like syrup and.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you like crepes? Have you ever had crepes?
I had a crepe on Saturday.
You
when I
know,
was
crepe
watching
is a
fireworks.
pancake, right? It's just a thin pancake.
Well, it's filled with stuff.
But it's still a
I
pancake.
have been on IHOP.
So hey, speaking of like not speaking of, but like Vegas, when you're out in the street, like in Paris, Las Vegas, they have a crepe place that's actually pretty nice in that little hallway that goes between Paris and I think it's Bally's right next door. But I don't know. I like their crepes there. I've actually it's like 3 different trips to Vegas, and I've made sure to stop there at least once.
Oh, nice.
So
see, I'm Dutch, right? And in Holland, our pancakes are really super thin. They're really thin, and you put chocolate and they're like crepes, but they're pancakes still.
See, a lot of people will put like Nutella in crepes, and I don't like Nutella.
Yeah.
How do you not like Nutella?
You don't like Nutella?
I don't like hazelnuts. I don't like coffee. I don't like
doesn't
grit.
like mint. She doesn't like mint and she doesn't like mint and chocolate either.
No, I'm a very picky eater. But I'll eat things, but it's like, yeah.
What
but not really
bacon flavored coffee? I've never heard of bacon flavored coffee. I would try it.
I would have bacon, but not with coffee.
Have you ever had a bacon maple donut?
I've seen them.
Oh, those are good. So good. Oh man, bacon's got to be the right bacon though, or chocolate covered bacon. That's good.
Oh, grits are good.
I've never had.
No,
grits.
it's the consistency of grits.
I've never
had. Weird.
Yeah, and growing up in Indiana, we would have like cream of wheat, which is just wheat, obviously corn. And so when I went to Air Force basic training, I was like, oh yeah, like when you're like in the breakfast line and you're like, well, I said I would like some of the cream of wheat, and they started yelling at me saying it's grits, and how could I not know, and everything, and everybody yells at you, like even like the civilians, they yell at you there, and you're like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? But that's just part of the experience, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's all part of the experience.
Oh my gosh, there was something else. Oh, omelets. So my brother owns a restaurant, and what they do for their omelets is, say you order a 3-egg omelet, when you get it, it's like this big, because what they do is they take the 3 eggs, they put it in a milkshake mixer, and they mix it. And so what it does is it fluffs it out and adds all this oxygen to the eggs. So when you cook it, instead of being like this big, it's actually this big. Oh yeah, his omelets, my brother's omelets are the best.
Nice.
Oh yeah, people come far and wide for his biscuits and gravy and his omelets, because he makes the biscuits and gravy fresh, and we make it with actual real sausage in there. Oh yeah.
If you ever want to have a really interesting evening, just ask an Australian what biscuits and gravy is.
Shit on a shingle. Is that what they say?
Go ahead.
That's what they say in the East.
No, they have. No, they actually they get. I think they get quite annoyed at us for calling it biscuits and gravy too.
They don't understand it if they know what it is, because gravy down there is only.
Well, because a biscuit's a cookie.
And biscuits are cookies. So like you have to completely explain the entire meal to them.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But when they flush their toilet, the water goes the wrong way anyways, too, so.
And they drive on the wrong side of the road.
They do.
Actually, Andy, you've experienced that because I know I have. Because when you go to Anchorage, if you ever look at the toilet, the water goes down the other direction because of where you're at in the hemisphere.
I haven't. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a really like. I think that really only applies to like actual like hurricanes or tornadoes or cyclones. You know, they usually spin one way in the southern hemisphere and a different way in the northern hemisphere.
No, the toilets
But,
actually do that. I'm a plumber.
Yeah,
When somebody told me that, I'm like, bullshit, you're lying. And I looked, and yeah, the water was going the other way when you flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can also. I mean, like I think you could counteract it if you wanted. Like if you decided, well, I'm going to design a toilet where I'm just going to spray the water the different direction. I think you'd overpower that.
That's true.
So.
I've never had chipped beef on toast. I've never had that before.
Put on a shingle.
Yeah, I've never had it.
Really good.
I've never had grits though either.
Grits are disgusting.
They're all right.
Okay, what's the most disgusting food you've ever eaten? Both of you.
I tried octopus once. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was in Japan at the time, so it was also prepared like how I don't know. It was really rough, rubbery. I didn't care for it.
That's like I tried calamari once, and it was like
you don't like
rubbery.
calamari?
It was all
Oh,
rubbery.
Yeah, I like calamari.
Calamari and conch.
Good night, Mr. Flyer. What was the nastiest thing you've ever eaten then?
I mean, French toast is really up there for me. I really don't like French toast.
Wow, you would never make it on Fear Factor, would you?
It's the sogginess of it. Like, it makes me want to throw up.
What about anchovies?
I never had them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never had anchovies either.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to seafood too, so that's like I've never gotten to try lobster. I've always wanted to try lobster, but I can't eat it.
Oh yeah, lobster's good. Yeah. Anchovies are pretty gross. I can eat them. My dad can eat them. My dad likes them. I'm kind of indifferent towards them, and I prefer not to have them on my pizza. But like, it's funny how many people you can gross out by ordering them.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
no,
the good reason
ever has sweet plantains on it.
Sweet plantains. Plantains are good.
But on pizza, they're amazing.
On pizza?
With caramelized onion. Amazing. You wouldn't think so, but it was. I had it in Puerto Rico, and I had it there like 5 years ago, and I want to go back just for the pizza.
Just give me a good steak. That's all I want. Give me a nice steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, steaks are good.
Steaks are the best. I could eat steak all day long, every day. Give me some.
No, it's too rich sometimes.
Really? Oh no, that's even better. Like my stepdad made prime rib for Christmas one year. Oh my gosh, it was amazing.
I had prime rib for like New Year's Eve one time, and it made me super sick.
Really?
Because it was too rich.
It's like, but it pairs so well too with like a Cabernet.
I don't know. I don't drink wine. I don't know anything about that pairing and all that kind of good stuff. No, I never liked wine. It tasted too to me, like dry, I guess.
I don't like dry wines. I like very sweet wines.
So you don't really drink wine. You drink Kool-Aid with a little. You drink like
yeah.
Rosé. I like rosés.
Wine coolers.
Yeah, wine cooler. I can drink a wine cooler.
I do like those, but.
Oh my gosh! When I was in high school, I used to get those. They were Sundance sparklers, but if you look at them, they look just like a wine cooler bottle. And I take them to school every day, and every day they'd be like, "Why you drink? You can't be drinking on campus." I'm like, "It's a Sundance, bitch." They thought we were drinking on campus, even though we were, but because they thought those were wine coolers.
Yeah.
We called it Faded Friday.
I like red wines.
Like red wines?
So, yeah, I mean, they're usually drier, but I like the Pinot Noir and the the Cabernet and.
You're just talking.
Yeah, those are.
You're talking.
I know. I just I don't know. I think they're good, but I can see where like white wines are just all like they're too sweet sometimes, but they have like I prefer red to white generally.
There you go. That's what she likes. Her favorite drinks is Boone Strawberry Hill. That's Hope's favorite drink.
Never had Boone's Farm.
You've never had Boone Strawberry Hill?
Nope.
Hi, Pamela.
Or go get some Mad Dog 2020. That's actually Eddie. He's using his wife's account. His name is actually Eddie. But yeah, you know what, Hope? If you ever come to Vegas with us, we'll buy you some Boone's Strawberry Hill and some Mad Dog 2020. No, it's actually good. It's like a.
I think the objective would be to get me drunk.
Well, then we'll give you a bottle of tequila. Believe me, if you go to Las Vegas with Digga, Drunk, and everybody and all of us, you would definitely get drunk. Plus,
I was pretty well drunk in Key West one time.
Interesting. Plus, you know what else we would get you? We would take you to because weed is legal in Las Vegas, so we'd definitely be getting you high. You'd be having some edibles. Have you ever tried weed before? Is it legal in your state?
No, it's only medicinal.
It's only medicinal, but have you ever tried it?
No, I don't even like the smell of it.
Well, you gotta try. See, edibles are different though. You don't smell it or taste it. Oh my gosh, I remember Thunderbird wine. Holy shit, that's really old. Yeah.
Reuniti.
When we take it, if you go to Las Vegas with us, we're gonna get you an edible, and you're gonna love it. Like Kim Tone, she's from Georgia. She'd never tried weed before, so we gave her an edible. Oh my gosh, she was like, "I don't feel any pain, Eddie. I'm happy." And just... Well, if I bring you a slushie, just don't ask what's in it.
Oh, like the slushies you got before.
Yeah, remember the slushies I bought on the strip that are full of weed?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, those were good. Those are good. Boone's was the drink of choice at outdoor concerts in the 70s. Really? Or what's that? What's the double buck chuck? Isn't that what it's called from
Buck Chuck?
Yeah, that you can buy that wine for $2 or whatever.
Like Trader Joe's, right?
Yeah, Trader Joe's. That's it. It's called Double Buck Chuck or something like that. Good stuff. Nope, I'm allergic to salmon. You could buy it in the gallons, yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid.
Really?
Huh?
Oh yeah, fish.
Allergic to fish. I don't like the smell of fish either, so I'm really not interested in tasting it. And the looks of it.
Some fish is better than other fish. Salmon's really good fish.
Yeah.
Especially like you get it smoked and everything, and yeah.
Or like I had a girlfriend and her son. The minute we would get a fish, he would eat the eyes. He loved eating the eyes for some reason. Grossed me out. Just like ugh.
Ew.
Yeah.
And today he's a serial killer.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, you never know. He might have been that kid that just.
Oh yeah. Highland Park.
Yeah. What a shame.
Chicago area. Yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah, and they're trying to say, oh, he's a big Trump supporter, and it's like, you take one look at him, you're like,
no, he's not.
That guy is not a Trump supporter.
He's Antifa. He's Antifa.
Yeah.
Or Antifa, however you want to say it.
But I mean, even if, he's just crazy. I mean, honestly, there's the type of person that would do something like that is just, I don't know. That's just horrible. So.
Oh my gosh! I just had my hand down here like this, and I'm like, "Oh great! They're gonna think I'm like that woman on the court case today."
You playing with yourself?
Right. We're doing a tubing. What, Brownie? Anyways, but I do gotta feed these guys. It's past their bedtime. She's trying.
Yeah, there you go. Because we're getting a pretty bad thunderstorm here right now.
Well, all right.
Oh,
so
nice.
Let's see. We'll let Hope go first. Hope, say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Andy, you're next.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see you next time.
All right, everybody. Good night. Brownie and Donnie say good night. They're trying to harass me. Ow! She just scratched the hell out of me. So, all right, guys. Good night. See you guys tomorrow. We'll be doing court in the morning if you want to watch it. It gets interesting. All right, guys. Talk to you.